Indian maps, your pencils, erasers, Indian maps. Okay, and all right, I'll just call out the names, those who have the possibility and who have the, what should I say, camera with them. You can switch on your camera so that I don't only remain the only one with camera on. Okay. So Abhijit Pawar, you can switch on your camera. Rohit Kaul, camera. Abhisha Augustine, switch on your camera. Who is this? Akhil Srinivasan. Akshita Channa. Okay, you also have a camera option. Please switch on that. Akshita Kodan. Okay. Alicia Ubare, AM D'Souza, Amit John. Let me see who else is there with camera. Oh, a lot of them are there. Aniket Jadhav, Arohi Gajbhiye, Ashish Chaudhary. Please switch on your cameras, guys, right? Because the more you interact, the more you will enjoy. The more you enjoy, the more you learn. Very simple. Okay, Dalbir Singh, Devinder Singh, Dinesh Musre, Edward Fernando, Ekta Singh, Faizan Sheikh. Who else is there? Okay, Gaurav Bharambe, Ghanasham Singh, Hardik Shah का पता नहीं. Yeah, he also has camera option. Please switch on your cameras, guys. Isha Thakur, Jay Prakash Jain, Jinal Parmar. Okay, good. So basically, I'm asking all of you to switch on your cameras, those who have the camera benefit option and those who have good internet connection. Okay, let me just check who all are there on the screen. Rohit is there. Let me just write down. So that I'm going to interact with at least 10 of you. Okay. So that's why I need at least 15 people on screen. Another small request with a smiling face. All right. Good. I see Rohit, Kaul, I see Omkar, I see Shreyas, I can see Roxanne. Right, let me go to the next page. Who all are there? Okay, Muhammad Adil is there. Mithila is there. Dalbir, Abhisha. Okay, Abhisha, first time, maybe first lecture.
Yes, sir.
First lecture.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you.
Sanjeev Tiwari. Then I have Shailesh Surve. 1 minute. Okay, those who do not have, I mean, those who are attending first lecture, I can understand probably they were not aware. But if you do not have an Indian map, at least make a rough diagram of India. I'm only looking for the Indian landmass which is connected to the sea or water. Okay, we are not really looking at Jammu, Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, UP, Bihar, right? But of course, from Gujarat to West Bengal has to be there because we're going to cover some important ports. And in addition to the ports, I'm also going to tell you some of the companies who are situated in these ports. So you never know. Maybe some of you are already part of this company. You may become part of this company. So you should know a little bit about them. All right. And we're going to only talk about the big wings. All right. Komal Patil. Komal Patil can switch on. Sanjeev Tiwari. All right. Let me see. Who else is there? Dinesh Musre. Very good. Dinesh. Then I can see Kinjal. I can see Manpreet Kaur. Mahesh Sangha, his video is off. That's okay. Now, can I hear a loud good morning? I mean, I know it's Sunday morning and people
Good morning,
of
sir.
your generation do not have.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning, sir.
ये
Good
हुई ना
morning.
Good morning, sir.
अभी लग रहा है संडे मॉर्निंग है करके. चलो good. Right, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, Irfan, out of 90, no, oh my goodness, 131. आप और मुझे अगर ऐड करते हैं तो 131, नहीं करते तो we are about 129 students. Am I right,
Yes.
Irfan?
Yes, sir. Correct. Absolutely.
And the beauty is उसमें से सिर्फ 15 लोगों का वीडियो चालू है. See now, what do you want me to do, Irfan?
Bandwidth issues.
आपने मेरा नाम नहीं लिया।
अच्छा,
People,
Okay.
very shy people, shy students.
very shy students. Okay. तो एक काम करो, हम सब मिलके दुआ करते हैं कि जल्दी से लॉकडाउन उठ जाए so that I can see you in the class in the month of December, and it's going to be a totally different experience. I can assure you that.
Amin, sir. Amin.
All right, those. I mean, I also miss the classrooms. Whether you are from Nerul batch, whether you are from. Why I mentioned Nerul first because I reside in New Bombay, so it's closer to me. But that doesn't mean that other students are not my favorites. Nerul, Powai, and of course Saturday and Sunday Nariman Point batches. So whichever batch you are from. All right, so thank you to those who have switched on their cameras, and thank you to those who tried but couldn't switch on their cameras, right? Chalo, good. I can see smiles, so that, you know, which gives me a feeling that you are understanding what I'm trying to say here. Cool. Okay, let me share my screen now, guys and girls. Okay, how do I share? Okay, I share from here. Okay, host disabled participant to screen sharing. Can you enable me, sir?
Yes, sir.
Enable kar do, please. All of you have taken out your Indian maps?
Done, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Super. Okay. Okay, now, okay, Rohit, since you were one of the first ones, I won't say the first one, but one of the first ones to switch on camera, please tell me when you can see the index of geography of sea transport. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
You can see, okay, all right. So let's quickly run through what we have completed so far, so that those who have joined for the first lecture today, they know what they have missed or what they should catch up with. All right, so background and transport of network, background and transport network we have done. The ship introduction I told you, so at least we know now what is port side, what is starboard side, what is forecastle, what is stern. All right, then we have done types of ships. I showed you, right, the types of ships, how a container ship looks like, how a tanker looks like, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
Passenger ship.
Yeah, some of you please acknowledge,
Yes,
so
sir.
that you don't get a feeling that I'm talking to a computer.
Yes, sir, we've done that.
All right, cool. So time zone, ideal is idli to nahi na ye? Kya hai ye? What is ideal? International date line. Okay. All right. So we did time zone, we did international date line, we did daylight saving time. And last time, guys, we did load lines, free boards, and load line zones. So I told you load line zones kya hote hai, whether it is tropical, summer, winter, or winter North Atlantic. And we started a bit on map work, right? So we did the canals, correct? Oh, we did the straits. Chalo, theek hai. There was a know what you have done. Okay, so we have done the straits. Good. All of you are ready with your Indian maps. Those who do not have the maps, take a big A3 size paper or A4 size paper and draw Indian rough map. Okay, but it should look like India. Okay, we don't want to look like Australia or US. Okay. Today what we will be doing is we will do this number 8, which is map work 2, Indian coastal shipping and inland waterways. Marine products we will keep for some other day because it involves a lot of seafood. So that's you know, we will see how to prepare shrimps, how to prepare surmai, how to prepare bangda. All that we will see in marine products. That we are not going to do today. We'll keep it for some other day. Ganpati time hai, so let's shift it. But Indian coastal shipping and inland waterways we will do today. Then with regards to India, we will see some of the ports, basically states wise. So which state or province has which ports, that we will see. And then hopefully after the break, we will try to do this part, which is crude oil. Okay, have I done crude oil with this batch?
No.
Crude oil is crude oil ko kar lete aaj. So let's do map work and crude oil. If we get time, then we will little bit touch upon the currents and tides, specifically currents, and then of course we can continue. Okay, so let me continue in the next lecture on currents. Let me stop sharing this, and now इसको बंद कर देता हूं मैं. Just give me a second. When you can see this, just a second. Okay, share screen, and that's Indian map. Share. Can you all see the Indian map on the screen?
Yes.
Okay. I think Rohit, तेरे mic में थोड़ा सा disturbance है, so you can keep it on mute, right? Okay. Roxanne, can you see this?
Yes, sir.
You can see this. Good. So which side you want to start from?
Yes.
I hope it's not. All right, it's not because of that. Am I audible or should I?
No, sir, loud and clear.
This is good.
Yes.
This is good. All right. मैं थोड़ा सा बढ़ा दिया हूँ so that. Okay, so let's start with. Okay, whatever you can see on the map. On that, but only the things which I will tell you. Only you write that. Okay. So कैसे लिखेंगे? You'll have to. Whatever you want to do. And write it in the C. Okay, why? Oh. एक मिनट और.
Yes.
Sir.
Chalo, good. Okay, so Shailesh, you can acknowledge now. Can you see Gujarat on the map? All of you can see Gujarat?
Yes, sir.
All right,
Sir.
keep acknowledging
Yes, sir.
because this is quite interesting and it's very important, not only from your exam point of view, but also from your career point of view. Okay, good. So as far as Gujarat is concerned, you can see the cursor also moving on the screen, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
All right. So Gujarat, in rough, if you subdivide into three parts, then you have the Kutch, which is the north part of Gujarat, which is also connected or adjacent to Pakistan border. Then the south portion is Saurashtra, and this part is mainland Gujarat. Okay, so that's Gujarat for us. It's Kutch, Kutch, it's Saurashtra, and then mainland Gujarat. Now we'll start from Kutch. If you see this landmass of Kutch and this landmass of Saurashtra over here.
Yes.
Just write down this is Gulf. Very important. The number of ports you have in Gujarat as of now. इतने particular of now hai. Okay, so once me, so we continue.
Done.
Okay, so write down Gulf of Kutch over here. Can you see this Saurashtra, this lower tip? यहाँ पे आपको lip का lower lip का tip दिख रहा है यहाँ पे? So that tip is basically you have a place called Dwarka.
Yes.
All right, so Dwarka is over here, and that's Okha port. Okay, write down Okha, and some you get down गुजरात as heading, आप लिख दो टाटा केमिकल factory or throwing you some names. Knows maybe his next employment. Okay, so Okha is the first one you write. As far as Saurashtra is concerned, we are only doing Saurashtra first, then we will go to Kutch. After Okha, once you enter Gulf of Kutch, okay, let me just enlarge it a little bit more. All of you have written Okha, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
As you enter Gulf of Kutch from Okha, right, the first port you reach or the first town you reach is Jamnagar. So all of you write down Jamnagar, which is on the land over here. Please write down Jamnagar, Jamnagar. And on top of Jamnagar, you write down दो spots बना दो, दो dots बना दो. Dot you write as Sikka, Sikka. Sikka. Can you see the spelling here, Sikka?
Yes.
Yeah, that's Sikka. Then you have written Jamnagar. Jamnagar के ऊपर आपने लिखा Sikka. And on adjacent to Sikka, on the right hand side, you write Vadinar, Vadinar. Once you complete Roxanne, tell me, we continue.
After Sikka, what should I do?
Vadinar, VA. Done?
Yes.
Okay.
Again, please. Would you please
Yeah, sure. So, sir, okay,
Yes.
काम करते हैं. Just okay on. So, okay, after is there, okay, and on the right hand side of Sikka, above Jamnagar, you write down Vadinar.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
All right, good. Now, I assume that you have a map in front of you, right? You're making notes on the map, or we are making marks on the map with pencil, and then you have a notebook next to आपने लिखा Tata Chemicals. Now, Sikka के सामने okay, Reliance Petroleum Refineries. The world's largest refineries of Reliance. क्या लिखा SIKKA, उसके सामने लिखा Reliance Petroleum Refineries. You check your slide, but refineries, there are 3 world's largest refineries at grassroots level. What I mean by grassroots level is you have all the units of refining under the same roof, in the same premise, or in the same compound. Okay, so Sikka, Reliance up now in front of Vadinar in the note down ESSAR, SR, SR Shipping, SR Petrochemical, SR Petroleum. So you written Sikka, correct? Can we proceed?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And
All right. उतना ये मत करना. When you take any Indian map, you will see these ports. Basically, what I'm trying to cover is these ports are situated in these areas. Okay. So Okha के बाद Sikka, Sikka के बाद Vadinar, ये आपने कर दिया. Now let's go to the top part of the lip. Okay, the jaw जो है lower lip हमने देख लिया. अभी upper lip पे चलते हैं, which is in the Kutch part of Gujarat. All of you can see my cursor, right?
yes.
Okay. Now over here, वहां पे आप एक मार्क कर दीजिए ANDLA. And Kandla port was, or rather I would say, is one of the top contenders for the largest or the maximum amount of cargo commodities movement out. Okay, lot of commodities, various cargoes, right from petroleum to agri to fertilizers to containers. A lot of things happen in the port of Kandla. So all of you write down Kandla. Likha sabne Kandla?
Yes.
All right. And next to Kandla over here on the right hand side, all of you write down Mundra, Mundra. And Mundra के बाद ब्रैकेट में लिख दीजिए या मुंद्रा के बाद ब्रैकेट में लिख दो अदानी ADANI. Okay. In this Kutch part next to
ये 3 मार्क्स जो बने इसके बाजू में सारे उसके
you can make उसके बाजू में स्टार एक बना दो, कांडला के बाजू में और एक स्टार बना दो and just write Mundra there. Okay. Yeah, we have to move little, but it's not only importance of these ports also. Two, Jamnagar 3, Wadinar 4, I mean Sikka 3, Wadinar 4 and Okha. So we have so far done 5. All right, chalo.
मुंद्रा अडानी सर, मुंद्रा अडानी.
मुंद्रा के बाद में आप अदानी लिखो. It's a private port.
So it's 6, right? Kandla, Mundra, Jamnagar, Sikka, Okha, Wadinar.
Jamnagar is basically a town or city you can say, and Jamnagar के बाद आप bracket में लिख सकते हो. Can you see this word Bedi Bandar over here?
Yes.
Yeah, Bedi Bandar is a port which is located in Jamnagar. It's something like you're from Bombay. What's your name?
Yes, yes, sir.
You're from Bombay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's assume that you stay in Andheri. Okay.
Yeah, I do.
But all right. Okay, you stay in Andheri. So that's a fluke. But the port is in Dockyard, correct?
Okay, yeah.
Right. So you stay in Jamnagar. Have you understood what I said?
Yeah, okay. So,
Super.
okay, fine.
Yeah. Next to Jamnagar, you write down Bedi Bandar. Then from there, you come to ports, and the ports are the refineries of Reliance and SR, which is Sikka and Wadinar. Okay. Let's continue. We are in Arabian Sea. We are coming down on the west coast of Gujarat, along the coast of Saurashtra, and now all of you write down over here this sun-like sign. Maybe you can make a star or square and write down Porbandar over here. Porbandar. Next to Porbandar in your notebook, okay, आप map पे सिर्फ port को map लिखो and just mark the location, and your notebook write the name of the companies. Okay, so Porbandar, जहाँ पे महात्मा गांधी जी का जन्म हुआ था, right? And Porbandar के सामने you can write Saurashtra Chemicals. Okay, and it's also very famous for fishing industry. Okay, so that's Porbandar. Then from Porbandar we come down. Okay, can you follow the cursor? We are coming down. Can you follow my cursor?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Very good. Over here.
Yes, sir.
All right. Make a dot in your map, and that dot is basically ALANG, Alang. Asia's biggest scrapyard, Alang ship scrapyard it's called. Okay, ALANG. Just write down this. Done?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Completed.
Basically जहाँ पे the old ships which are now due for scrapping, right? Like how you have the scrapyard for automobiles, cars, and two-wheelers. Similarly, you have scrapyards for basically ships, and Alang is one of the Asia's biggest scrapyard, situated in Gujarat. Just for your information. Now, next to scrapyard, on top you write down over here. ये sun जो बना है वहाँ पे mark करके लिख दो भावनगर. if you have heard this name, BHAVNAGAR. और भावनगर के बाद ब्रैकेट में लिख दो नोट में tidal port. So it's totally depend on tidal or tides. The difference, the average difference or the normal feet. Can you imagine 6 feet distance or height?
Yes.
All right. I'm talking about
Absolutely,
normal
sir.
time. Huh? I'm not talking about southwest monsoon. I'm talking about normal 8 months. It is 6 feet. No, southwest monsoon mein it is even more fun. You don't have to go to SL World or Water Kingdom for that. Just be on a small wooden boat and put yourself in Bhavnagar, off Bhavnagar, and you can have a free of cost ride. Okay, sab seasickness nikal jayega. Okay, that's Bhavnagar. So Bhavnagar we have marked Alang, and just below Alang over here, can you
Yes.
या इस
Yes,
स्टार
sir.
को कोस्ट पे लेके आ जाओ, यहाँ पे रख दो, मार्क ओवर हियर एंड राइट डाउन पीपावाव. द स्पेलिंग इज ओवर हियर, PIPAVAV, पीपावाव. Okay.
Done, sir.
All right. So far what we have seen, have you written all of you pipavav?
Yes.
Okay. Now there are at least 10 more ports, but we are not going to go into minor ports. We are only covering the major and the intermediate ports. I will tell you what major port and what intermediate port is all about. But let's see, let's say, now as far as Kandla, as I said, Kandla is full of exporters and importers. And why Kandla is so important? Because if you see geographical position of Kandla, all right, all of you please acknowledge what I'm telling you. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
getting.
Yes,
So,
sir.
yeah, so Kandla is the port
Yes, sir.
which is the northmost port or northern India. So if you have to export something from Delhi, if you want to take out something from Himachal, if you want to take out something from Jammu Kashmir, if you want to take out something from Rajasthan or Madhya Pradesh, naturally a province which you can use for export and import. You agree with that?
Yes.
Absolutely.
why
Transportation
Kandla
cost
has-
will be less.
Yes.
Sula and Mundra have very, very important place, very important strategically, very geographically, very, very nicely placed in India. Something like you have a restaurant which is exactly on the highway or main road, and you have a restaurant which is inside. So where you will get, of course, if the taste is same in both the restaurants, where you will get more crowd?
Highway.
To the restaurant which is on the highway. Similarly, so you understand what Kandla and Mundra. Of course, Kandla ke baad Mundra pe, as far as Mundra is concerned, please write down shortly, in short, containers, huge container imports and exports, huge amount. If you get a chance to work in Adani port in Mundra, consider yourself very lucky, because it's not only containers. You talk about iron ore, you talk about coal, you talk about different types of iron ores, you talk about petroleum, you talk about bunkering, which is fuel oil and diesel oil. Everything happens in Mundra, right? And also in Kandla. So very, very important ports as far as business, shipping business is concerned of India. Then we come to Saurashtra. We talked about Jamnagar, Bedi Bandar. Jamnagar ke baad bhi, you write down into bracket, it's a tidal port, same like Bhavnagar. And what I mean by tidal port is you cannot bring the ship alongside. You have to do the loading and discharging by keeping the ship at anchorage. Have you understood what I said?
Yes.
All right.
So what was the port name? Pardon.
Just read here, no? BEDI Bandar, Bedi Bandar. Okay. Sikka ke baad you have written Reliance. There are so many things happen in Sikka, but petroleum is huge. And when I say world's largest, you can understand world's largest, right? Okay. So who was the champion who said I stay in Andheri? Just acknowledge.
Sir, can you please explain what is a tidal port?
Yeah. when we are talking about tide, is so much, okay, so big, then it is very difficult to bring the ship alongside, keep the ship in the port berth or quay or pier and do the loading discharging. So what happens is you keep the ship at anchorage and then you send small boats with cargoes to load the ship at anchorage. And
Floating crane.
that operation is called as ship to ship operation, okay? And these small boats are called barges. So tidal ports like Bhavnagar or even in Jamnagar, Bedi Bandar, these are tidal ports. Okay,
Got
understood?
it. Thank you, sir. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Who is from Manderi? Just acknowledge.
It's me, Mithila.
All right. So basically, kya keh raha tha main? Now I forgot. Okay. As far as Reliance is concerned, okay, this is a question to anyone in the class. On an average, in JNPT port, how many ships movement happen per month? On an average, just rough bata do number. Any idea?
More than
Around 200 to 200 ships are there.
Nah, JNPT port 200.
more than 1,000.
No, 10,000, like, I'm talking about ships per month only.
350.
Sir, around 3 to 5,000 ships.
100 to 150.
Okay, chalo, very good.
So it is around 200.
Okay, we
100
are,
to
we are,
250.
yeah, as far as container ships are concerned, on an average per month, about 40 to 50 ships happen, max 40 to 50 ships. Container ships I'm talking about. I'm not talking about containers or boxes, okay? But I'm happy to hear that you guys are too optimistic about your own country, like me. And you are proud of your country. 10,000 ships a month. 10,000 ships a month is something like you have about 200 to 250 Rotterdams put in Sikka. Okay, not possible as of now. But by the time you become of my age, hopefully we will have about 200 ships per month in JNPT. Okay, good. So JNPT is about 50 ships per month, all right? So Mithila, 50 ships per month. Now, you want to know how many ships happen, movement happen in Sikka, Reliance?
Yes, sir.
About 175 to 200 per month.
That's
I'm
huge.
only talking about Sikka petroleum tankers. JNPT container आप सोच लो 50 और यहाँ पे आप सोच लो 175 to 200. So you can imagine what petroleum business is happening in Sikka. Okay, there are 3 world largest refineries, guys and girls, very important. And I will tell you what is to be done after this map work gets over. So let's move on because we have a lot to cover now. पूरा India मतलब एक lecture की बस की बात नहीं है, but let's try. Okay, now we are getting into Pipavav. So in front of Pipavav also you write down. It is basically a huge Dani. A lot of container movement happen in Pipavav. You've written Pipavav where it is in Gulf of. So जैसे आपने यहाँ पे Gulf of Kutch लिखा हुआ है, in over here all of you write down Gulf of Cambay.
Sir,
और हिंदी
Pipavav
और
is between Alang and Bhavnagar.
क्या Pipavav is just south of Alang over here.
Below Alang.
ALANG. Yeah. Why I'm giving you these rough positions is because I want you to look at the actual maps yourself, and I'll tell you what exercise you should do for your own careers. All right? Because the more you explore, the more you will enjoy. Okay.
Absolutely, sir.
All right. So we did Gulf of Kutch, we did Gulf of Cambay. Now we are into mainland Gujarat. We did Kutch, Saurashtra. Now let's come to mainland Gujarat. How many of you have been to Gujarat from which? Okay, Andheri Western line. How many of you have been there by train? All right. So who is this? The one who raised her left hand. You can switch on your mic. Yeah, you are the one. Switch on your mic and talk to me.
Bilal Artista.
8 minutes. All answers. If you answer, then what about the others? All right. Can you switch on your mic? The one who raised left hand.
Yes, sir.
I am not. You're not audible. Okay, never mind. Now, when you're taking a train from, let's say, Mumbai towards Gujarat, okay, follow my cursor. As you enter Gujarat, okay, we are talking about 2 railway stations, okay? Just acknowledge if you can hear me. All right. So we are only talking about 2 railway stations, important ones. All of you write down Surat and second one is Bharuch. Have you heard of these names?
Yes.
Chalo, leave
Yes,
those
sir.
Surat and Bharuch in your notebooks. Now, like I explained to Mithila that Andheri is a place like Jamnagar and Dockyard is a place like Sikka and Vadinar. Similarly, Surat is something like Jamnagar and the port, you know what is the name of the port?
Magdala.
Hazira.
Hajira.
Good. So all of you over here, okay, Magdala and Hazira, just write down over here Hazira. All of you written Hazira, Hazira. Okay, done. All right, now I'm changing the gear to number 3. All right, go to be fast. Gujarat is more or less completed. Now we'll go to Amchi Maharashtra or Amsa Maharashtra. Okay. So Hazira or Magdala, in next to Hazira, all of you write down again. Hazira has SR. Hazira has Petronet. No, sorry. Hazira has SR. Hazira has L&T. All right. And others, of course, you will be exploring. Then we go to station called, which is the next station I mentioned? Bharuch. So imagine Bharuch as Jamnagar, and when you're going from Bharuch towards sea, which is Gulf of Cambay, the port you come across is called as Dahej. So all of you write down Dahej, Dahej. It has nothing to do with dowry, okay? It's just the name. Dahej, Dahej. Okay?
Yes.
All right. Now over there, you write down Petronet LNG. Petronet, Petronet LNG. One of the biggest receiving port or receiving station of LNG, because LNG is a very niche business. LNG har jagah pe nahi hota. Okay, it's a very, very concentrated business and it happens in very few parts of the world. So LNG Petronet. Okay, you've written that. Then Dahej, you can also write down. Okay, Hazira mein you can also write down Reliance. They have a petrochemical station there. Petrochemical station means we are talking about at least 40 to 50 huge chemical cargo tanks. Each cargo tank is capable of storing at least 8 to 10,000 metric tons of cargo. 1 metric ton is 1,000 kilos. If you understand what I'm saying, please write down. Okay. So naturally, I want all of you, all the 130, whatever amount people are there, to do the exploration yourself, and you will know what is happening in this state. All right. If you spend or dua karo, if you spend at least 2 years in this state and work in any of these ports, whether it is Kandla, Mundra, Sikka, Vadinar, you stay in Jamnagar, you go to Viraval, you go to Dahej, you go to Surat, you spend 2 years here, you don't have to learn shipping from West. I can assure you that. So much you will know. Okay. And we are not talking about DOs and POs. Okay. Performa invoice and let it out. We're not talking about containers. You will come to know there is so much of shipping beyond containers. Because I can kind of, with my past experience with the students in the class, I know that most of you are connected, or majority of you will be connected or are connected with containers, right? But there is a life, the whole life beyond containers. There is something known as petroleum, which is even bigger than the container movement. Okay. And then you have the dry cargoes, minerals, metals, agriculture products, fertilizers, right? Pulses. Oh, it's huge. So I can say that we are in the good profession. Okay, so we'll keep Gujarat as it is for the moment. Let it breathe for some time. Let's come to Maharashtra. All of you can see Maharashtra on the screen.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, all of you, anywhere, just write down Mumbai and JNPT, somewhere in the center of Maharashtra. Later on, you're going to anyway explore and see the exact show 3 ports on in the state of Maharashtra. तो बड़ा मार्कर से राउंड करके आंसर शीट में मत लिखो कि जहां पे चाहिए वहां पे ले लो सर. I'm not going to no, not me. The one who is checking the papers is not going to buy that. Okay, so you have to use pencil and pinpoint Mumbai on the Maharashtra map. Clear? Okay. All right. So Mumbai JNPT लिख दिया सबने? All right. Mumbai port. The history is there used to be 3 big berths called Mazgaon dock, but there are 3 terminals you can say, or docks you can say. But out of these 3, 2 docks, inko, what should I say? Now they're not in practice, not in use. Only one is at the moment running, which is called as Indira dock. Okay, earlier it was called as Alexandria dock. So Indira dock, those who are in shipping, connected with shipping, maybe you have heard of terms like ID1, ID2, ID3, ID7, ID8. Okay, so I did berth number 7, berth number 8. So that's your docks as far as Mumbai is concerned. As far as JNPT is concerned, all of you write down containers. India's biggest container handling port is JNPT, which is situated in Nhava Sheva, New Mumbai. And the second number after JNPT is Mundra. And the third number as of now is Pipavav. Okay. So if all you Mumbaiites, if whoever is Mumbaiite in this batch, if you don't change the gear or make fast movements or bookings, then JNPT and Mundra, number of containers handled, the margin is getting narrower and narrower every year. You understand what I'm saying? Hello? Okay, good.
Absolutely, sir.
Yeah, so we have written.
So what does this mean? It's getting narrower.
It's getting narrower. Matlab, so far I can proudly say that JNPT is the largest container handling terminal in India. But if the gap becomes narrow and if Mundra exceeds, then Mundra becomes the largest container handling terminal in India. Correct?
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So Mumbai and JNPT, which is placed in Nhava Sheva. Regards, I have myself spent about 5 years in Gujarat, so I know these places. The amount of shipping which is happening there is huge, guys. If you get any chance to, you can learn shipping just like that. All right. Theoretically, of course, NMIS, but practical aspects जो होते हैं, skill related aspects, you need to know and identify 20 feet container, 40 feet container, what is dent, how you repair a container, right? I'm talking about containers. You should know, looking at the petroleum tanker, that ye kaun se type ka, is it a product tanker, is a crude tanker, it's a chemical tanker, it's a parcel carrier, it's a juice carrier, right? There's so many varieties. It's whether it is an LPG carrier, right, carrying ethane and propane and butane, or it is an LNG carrier carrying methane or ethane. So you should be able to, right? So now what you're doing is the base of mechanical engineering or whatever stream you are in, and after that you can specialize. If you want to go into petroleum line, if you want to go to container line, if you want to go to dry cargo line, if you want to just limit yourself with back office paperwork and whatever, right? That's your choice later on. After Mumbai and JNPT, come south and write down Dabhol and Dighi, right? DIGHI, Dighi port and Dabhol port. Dabhol port के बाद bracket में you write down Ratnagiri. It's in Konkan, south part of Maharashtra, and Dighi is somewhere over there. Just write down this. We move on. Can we continue?
Yes.
Yes.
far as Mumbai is concerned, anyone of you have been to Chembur area?
Yes, sir.
You've
Yes,
been to
sir.
Chembur
Yes,
area.
sir.
Okay.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. There are 2 petroleum refineries in Chembur. Can anyone tell me which ones are these?
BPCL and HPCL.
Petroleum refineries. I hope you have written this at least. Into bracket, you write down BPCL, Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited. And the second word is HPCL, Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited. Done? Can we move?
Sir, BPCL is for Diggy.
Mumbai, Chembur,
नहीं,
Dighi में किधर पहुंच गया? Dighi is a dry cargo port. So you have coal, you have minerals, you have fertilizers, you have agri products. Okay. Right. Then we come to Goa after Maharashtra.
HPCL, sir. HPCL in
HPCL is Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited. Where are you from,
which
my
port
friend?
there? Sir, I'm in Gujarat.
Aisha. Okay. So Gujarat में तो अच्छा ठीक है. HPCL का क्या? What you are asking?
Sir, which port is belongs for HPCL?
Mumbai.
Mumbai. Okay.
Like
Sir,
in
BPCL and HPCL both.
BPCL and HPCL, both the refineries are situated in Chembur, which is part of Mumbai. Situated in Mumbai. Okay.
Okay, sir.
All right. Good. We go to Goa now. Can we go to Goa?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sir.
Only thing is we are not going to stay there for long, right? Just go and then move. Otherwise, ये नहीं कि bag भर के आ जाओ. Okay. Goa. Just write down the name of the port is VASCO. Vasco. Have you heard the name Vasco da Gama?
Yes, sir.
Not sure, but all going well. Probably that name also will change. Okay, so name is Vasco. Commodities, you can write iron ore, IRONORE. Ore is basically a powder form, okay, or granule form of any mineral. Okay, it's a mineral. Mineral मतलब जमीन के पेट में मिलता है ये. Iron ore, coal is Goa. ठीक है? Written? Hello.
Yes, sir.
All right, done. Are we in Karnataka already, girls and guys? Are we all in Karnataka?
Yes, sir.
Very good.
Yes, sir.
Can you see a sun-like sign here? Make a sign over there and write down Karwar. I hope at least some of you have heard this name before.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Chalo, I'm
Yes.
happy.
Sir.
Okay,
No.
Karwar के बाद bracket में लिख दो chemicals and petrochemicals. I'll tell you the difference. Write down chemicals and which other word I said? Petrochemicals. Very good. So जो break के बाद हम crude oil को करने वाले हैं या crude oil के बारे में discuss करने वाले हैं. Petrochemical is basically with a base of hydrogen and carbon. All right. So whenever you hear the word petro in your shipping career, समझ लो कि ये definite इसमें hydrogen भी है और carbon भी है. Understood all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. Have you heard of a chemical or a, okay, chemical ही है. Have you heard of HNO3, ammonia?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you see HNO3, you have H and hydrogen is there, right?
Yes, sir.
Nitrogen.
Can you see
But there
C
is no
or
carbon.
carbon
Yes, sir.
there?
No.
Sir.
Yeah.
Okay, ammonia is NH3, not HNO3. So NH3 में hydrogen है, but carbon is not there. So it is not a hydrocarbon, correct?
Okay.
Nitrate.
That is called as pure chemical. Okay, so chemical is one, but of course it's a gaseous form. Or we can think of nitric acid. Nitric acid is HNO3, where you have hydrogen 100%, but HNO3 में can you see carbon anywhere?
No, sir.
When you don't see carbon, it is a chemical, not a petrochemical. Have you understood the difference between petrochemical and chemical?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Now you know why I told you to write 2 different words next to Karwar, chemical and petrochemical.
Yes, sir.
Super, I'm impressed. चलो ठीक है. So Karwar से अभी नीचे आते हैं. Write down New Mangalore. Earlier it was called as Mangalore. जैसे दिल्ली, New Delhi, Bombay, New Bombay है ना? वैसे ये मैंगलोर और न्यू मैंगलोर है. Okay, so you can write anyone. It's not a problem. Written?
Yes.
Yes,
Sir.
sir.
Yes.
Written or not?
yes,
Yes, sir.
Very good.
Yes, sir.
मैंगलोर के सामने नोटबुक में लिख दो MRPL. मैंगलोर रिफाइनरी प्राइवेट लिमिटेड. Written?
No, sir.
Sir, can you
आप
repeat, sir?
इतना फास्ट लिखोगे तो कैसे होगा? फिर इरफान भाई कहेंगे लेट हो गया, अभी सेकेंड ईयर का क्लास होने वाला है, आप अभी बंद करो. आई हैव नो प्रॉब्लम. Whatever we do is, yeah, who was asking that? Mangalore, MRPL, Mangalore Refinery Private Limited. Right, quickly. When you do communication with multinationals, suppose you have a Chinese or Japanese on the other line of the phone, you will not get so much time. Yes or no? And secondly, you will not understand what you're saying. That's another beauty.
Yes,
Okay, Mangalore लिख दिया, Karwar लिख दिया. Done? Shall we go?
yes, sir. Yes.
All right. Let's enter Kerala. Come on, quickly. Let's enter Kerala, all of us. All right. Just write down COHIN. Of course, इतने ऊपर नहीं है. Its Cochin is somewhere over here. It's down south. But write down Cochin. Very important. लिखा सबने Cochin?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. And also write this second. ये Cochin के नीचे कौन सा word है?
Alepe.
Write down
Alepe.
Alepe नहीं Alepe. At least people from Maharashtra pronounce that Alepe. Okay, I don't know about Kerala. It's
Alepi, sir.
It's Alepe. All right. Okay, it's Alepe. Chalo. All right. So Cochin and Alepe. Which refineries you mentioned in front of Bombay?
HPCL, BPCL.
and BPC.
HPCL.
Correct. Very good. So in Cochin, you have a BPCL refinery. Another refinery of Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited, which is also called as KRL, Cochin Refinery Limited. All right.
That means all the crude oil tankers will be coming over here very often, is it?
All the crude oil tankers, yeah, very good. All the crude oil tankers will be coming at Kandla, will be coming at Mumbai, will be coming at Mundra, will be coming at Sikka, will be coming at Vadinar, will be coming at Mangalore. Some of them might come at Vasco and definitely at Cochin. All right.
Sir, CRL or KRL?
K लिख दो चलेगा.
Kerala Refinery Limited.
Okay, whatever you want to write.
No.
Now, as far as Cochin is concerned, some people write it as CO, some people spell it at KO. Doesn't matter. Okay, more important is, see, we are here for learning English or shipping. Come on.
Shipping.
Oh, right. I'm happy to know that. Move to Tamil Nadu now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I've lost Arabian Sea. All right. All of you can see the mouse, right?
Yes.
एक मिनट इसको मैं यहाँ पे लेता हूँ. So we have crossed Arabian Sea, okay, where we had southwest monsoon from the month of June till the month of September. Now you may say अभी भी बारिश हो रही है सर, क्या बात कर रहे हो? But that is not as per the average, as per the normalcy, right? Normally after Narli Purnima, we can safely assume that now the rain is going to reduce or stop. But I don't know. From last 2-3 years, it's continuing. And all you know, even Santa Claus can also greet you with rain in Mumbai. So you never know. All right. So that's your Arabian Sea. After Arabian Sea, if you're coming south, what is this name of the ocean?
Indian Ocean.
The only ocean in the world which is named after a country. Should we be proud of our country?
Yes, sir.
Of
Yes,
course.
Yes,
Chalo.
sir.
Where is Sri Lanka? On the left or right of India?
Right.
Right.
Right. Okay. So can we say Sri
Right
Lanka
side.
is southeast of India?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Remember that after what should I say? At least till March, you remember that. That should be good enough. Okay. So now we are entering entering Tamil Nadu. First name all of you write is Tuticorin. Tuticorin. Of course, the location is somewhere here. It's not that much up. It's somewhere over here. But write down Tuticorin. And after Tuticorin, you write down a word called Sterilite. Sterelite. If you get a chance to work in this company, they are into chemicals. They are into petrochemicals. So if you are interested in making your career in petrochemical or petroleum business, I mean, they are individually huge verticals, big difference. Then of course, Tuticorin Sterlite is one of the companies you can think of, which is also part of a company called Vedanta. Have you heard his name before? Anyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
VNDATA, Vedanta. All right. Vedanta is the what should I say, the biggest exporter and importer, or you can say mining bauxite cargo on the east coast of India. Okay, that is Vedanta, and they have a division, subdivision, or sub company, you can say. Name of the company is Sterlite, which looks after chemicals and petrochemicals. Now you have written Vedanta is the biggest one for handling bauxite on the east coast. Correct? Manpreet लिख दिया कि नहीं? कहाँ पे है आप?
लिख दिया
हाँ जी,
सर
लिख
जी,
दिया.
लिख दिया.
वेरी गुड. सो जैसे वेदांता इज ऑन द ईस्ट कोस्ट ऑफ इंडिया, वैसे वेस्ट कोस्ट में कौन सा है जो बॉक्साइट में प्ले कर रहा है? तो ये क्या पूछ लिया सर? ओके, राइट डाउन आशापुरा. ASHAPURA, Ashapura, right? Ashapura mines. Huge area they have in Gujarat, especially if you go from Vadinar towards Dwarka or Vadinar towards Okha, right? You know where is Vadinar and where is Okha, right, Manpreet? हाँ, तो उन दोनों के बीच में काफी सारे माइंस लगी हुई है आशापुरा वालों की, and that is basically bauxite. Okay. Have you been to which part of India you're from?
Sir, I'm from Pune, Maharashtra.
Pune, you're from.
सर अभी शायद वो बॉक्साइट बंद हो गया है यहाँ से
ठीक है.
एक्सपोर्ट.
What I'm trying to tell you is the movement, okay? The cargo which is handled. So if you are in Pune, have you been down south anytime towards Kolhapur, Belgaum?
No, sir.
नहीं, कभी नहीं गए हो? Okay, कोई बात नहीं. So now you can. All right. So this is a question, general question to the class. As you move from Maharashtra towards Konkan and from Konkan towards Karnataka, can you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It's red.
Black color का red color reddish color हो जाता है?
Yes, sir.
Right. So this reddish color of mitti is out of the stones, which is reddish, little reddish color. I wouldn't say full red, but yeah, about there. जो ईंट का color होता है, something of that. Okay. So when you have this type of mitti, that type of, that's bauxite for you. Okay. But it depends how pure is going to be. उसके अंदर कितना matter है वो, of course, after quality analysis only we will come to know. Understood? Okay, so from Arabian Sea, Shreyas Sali. From Arabian Sea we came to Indian Ocean, correct? Shreyas?
Yes. Bay of Bengal.
Bay of
Bay
Bengal.
of Bengal, excellent. Bay of Bengal. Now we are in Tamil Nadu, all of you. Okay, so here we have to write 3 names. Okay, just write 3 names and find out for yourself exact geographical location. First name is Chennai. Older name for Chennai is Madras,
Madras.
of course. So Chennai is 1, Ennore is 2, and third one you can write down is Nagapattinam. All right. Done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, as far as Chennai is concerned, all right, बॉम्बे में कौन से रिफाइनरीज हमने देखे थे श्रेयस? BPCL and
HPCL.
very good. There is another oil company in India which is called as IOCL, Indian Oil Corporation Limited. So IOCL का एक one refinery is based in Chennai. All right. So that's IOCL. As far as Ennore is concerned, Ennore port is famous for petroleum products, petrochemical products. So if I want to make my career in petroleum, I will take a contract of 2 years to work for a company in no of type of cargoes. मतलब कौन से cargoes?
Automobile.
Automobiles, absolutely. So when you have automobile movements from a Ro-Ro terminal in Chennai, smart people like you will definitely know that there must be some automobile manufacturing companies or assembling companies nearby. Very good. Write down one name, which is Hyundai. Have you heard the name Mercedes before?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Write down Mercedes. Okay. Which other Korean models you are aware of other than Hyundai?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Kia.
Kia is a
Kia,
part
KIA, Kia Motors. Any other name you think of? Korean make? Mitsubishi is Japanese.
That's a
Nissan is also Japanese. Have you heard of Daewoo?
Yes, sir.
Very good. But Daewoo का कुछ है नहीं वहाँ पे. Just मैं बता रहा हूँ आपको. Why I'm telling you this? Anybody? Why I'm telling you this? Why am I telling you the names of these big car companies?
They're assembled over here. What?
For those of you who want to make career in Ro-Ro business, you have to know the big wigs in your business. Yes or no?
Yes.
Absolutely.
You must know what is Hyundai, and what is Hyundai means not the spelling. Hyundai, where are the manufacturing units? Where are the assembling units? How much export happen? What is the demand supply? What movements happen? Which are the lines used for? So then you know Hyundai. And Hyundai is one subject, all right? Daewoo is another subject. Kia is another subject. So imagine if you want to go into car industry, huge amount, because car industry is not only about manufacturing and movements of car, but you will be also involved, and you will also get a chance to learn about the logistic part of car. Okay, it's not easy. Loading of cars is a totally different subject than loading of mangoes and bananas. Correct or no?
Yes.
So you have to, yeah. So,
Yes,
so
sir.
specialize. Think of this and specialize in something. Okay, because only becoming MBBS is not going to help our career. We have to specialize in something. All right, chalo, good. So as far as car and Ro-Ro is concerned, you have written Chennai. Please also write down which other part. Okay, please also write down Pipavav also is car and Mumbai also is car. Ro-Ro. Pipavav के सामने भी Ro-Ro लिख दो, Mumbai के सामने भी Ro-Ro लिख दो. Now we have written in front of Chennai or Madras also Ro-Ro. Done. Can we go to the next state? Which is the next state, Preeti?
Andhra.
Andhra Pradesh.
Andhra Pradesh. You can switch on your mic, Preeti. It's not that difficult. Just have to click one button. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Chalo, theek hai. I don't know whether she is there or not. Okay, Dalbir, can you switch on your mic?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, so now from Tamil Nadu, we have entered into the next state, which is called as Andhra Pradesh. Good. So when we are into Andhra Pradesh, over here, write down three names. One is Krishnapatnam. All right, Krishnapatnam or Krishnapatnam, whichever way you want to pronounce it. Write down the second name as Kakinada. And write down the third name as Vizag or Vishakhapatnam. Vizag, Vishakhapatnam, write down in bracket HPCL refinery. So basically HPCL has three refineries. One is based in Bombay, which is the biggest. Second one is in Vishakhapatnam, Vizag. And third one you find out for yourself. Okay. All right. Okay. It's the third refinery is basically with a joint venture. Have you heard of Mittal Group?
Yes.
All right. So all of you write down short form HMEL. Hindustan Mittal Energy Limited, HMEL. Head office is in Noida and the refinery is in Rajasthan. Sorry, it's in Madhya Pradesh. HMEL. Okay. So that makes three refineries of HPCL. As far as BPCL, how many refineries we have covered so far?
Mumbai.
Mumbai and
Cochin.
Cochin. So far two, correct?
Yes.
Very good. All right. So Vishakhapatnam, you can write iron ore, coal, containers, petroleum, petrochemicals. So by now you have got a fair idea that whatever Kandla is happening, Kandla is doing, most of it Mumbai is doing, most of it, or rather almost 70% of that even Bangalore is taking care. Then Chennai also is taking care of whatever Mumbai is taking care, more or less, correct? Yeah. And then of course Vizag. So we have general ports and we have specific cargo ports. Like if someone tells me about Adani, of course it handles all the cargos, but predominantly it is container business. Or we go to Sikka, 80% movement is petroleum, petrochemicals, and remaining 15% you still have some dry cargos. All right. So Vizag is done. Okay, after Vizag, let's go to the next one. All right, Sajal, can you switch on your mic? Sajal Kumar. I can only see four faces on the screen. Priti, can you switch on your mic? I think you missed last time. Nope. Okay, say something. I can't hear you. No. Can others hear what she's saying?
No.
No, sir.
No.
कोई बात नहीं, कोई बात नहीं, ठीक है. So Priti, as far as Orissa is concerned, write down two names to straightway. First name is Paradip. Write down Paradip, Paradip. And next to Paradip in the notebook, you write down IOCL Refinery, Indian Oil Corporation Limited. Huge refinery, the biggest refinery of IOCL, a most advanced refinery of IOCL is in Paradip at the moment, okay, which is in Odisha. Then you write down second port is Gopalpur. Locations, as I said, guys and girls, you have to also explore yourself. Okay, you will enjoy this. Done? Orissa is done? All right.
Yes.
Now, as far as Paradip is concerned, it takes care of bauxite because Vedanta is mainly spread over Orissa, West Bengal, and Andhra, this region. Okay. So, lot of bauxite is mining of bauxite happens in this area, and the exporting port you can think of Paradip. You can also think of Gopalpur. You can also think of, now we will come to the ports in West Bengal, but Paradip and Gopalpur for sure. All right. Written? Bauxite? Then you also
Yes.
written IOCL, so petroleum to definitely hai, correct? And whenever you have petroleum refinery, one of the byproduct is going to be petrochemical, so petrochemical bhi hoga. Done? Okay. Now I'm going to tell you one interesting part. Only for you, no speak others. You understand the meaning of that? Only for you.
What happens in Rome stays in Rome.
What happens in engine room?
What happens in Rome stays in Rome.
ठीक है. So whatever I'm going to tell you is only for your consumption, no speak others, okay?
Yes.
All right, because you have what should I say, dedicatedly and sincerely attending the class. Point number one. Secondly, you have paid the fees for first year NMIS, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
So I have to give you something in return. Correct? All right. All right. Have you heard of a place called Hubli in Karnataka?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now near that Hubli area, okay, you can somewhere in this area. मैं थोड़ा सा छोटा कर देता हूँ so that we can, yeah. Now can you see the map little clearly?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we are talking about an area. Basically, can you see my cursor or mouse?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, like I told you about bauxite, bauxite is hugely available in Orissa, West Bengal, and north part of Andhra. Similarly, this area is full of iron ore, which is the raw product for making steel. Okay, full of iron ore. Now, naturally, if I'm going to do mining from here, all right, someone please tell me which port I will use to export that iron ore.
Bangalore.
Correct. So
Where
I
we
can.
have whether we have to send that also.
Where I want to send, correct. If I want to send to Japan, naturally, I'm not going to load from Bangalore, correct?
Right.
So I'll choose either Chennai or I will use,
Chennai.
like, or I can also use or select Vizag, correct? Are you understanding
sir.
what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Good. That's geography for you. If you want to take your cargo to Far East, then preferably load from eastern part of India. If you want to take it to Europe or Middle East or US, US to but Europe and Middle East and maybe Africa, then preferably load it from West Coast.
West Bond. Yes.
Correct. So you can have New Mangalore, you can have Vasco, which is in Goa, you can think of Chennai, you can think of Vizag, you can think of Ennore. So you have various options, and it all depends. It's not that you want to export and then that port is not friendly, or you don't have a contract with that port, or you are not getting proper rates. Then in that case, even if it is little bit distance, what I will do is I will then in that case go for maybe Paradeep to export my iron ore. You agree with that?
Yes, sir.
All right. So that's about iron ore. That's about your bauxite, and coal, of course, is found in all the parts of India. So coal, of course, happens from Kandla. It happens from Mundra. It happens from Mumbai. Mumbai, not much, because now we have a lot of heritage structures in South Bombay. Can you name few heritage structures in South Bombay?
Ballard Pier, RBI building, sir.
RBI building is relatively new. Have you heard of museum?
The old building is the
Gateway.
Is there a museum in Bombay?
Yes, yes.
Jahangir Art Gallery.
Yes, sir.
Jahangir Art Gallery, yes, correct. Then have you heard of Central Library?
Yes, sir.
Ballard Pier, you right?
Aesthetic library is also there.
Custom House in Ballard Pier, right? वो जो पत्थरों से बनी हुई buildings है ब्रिटिश के जमाने की, we want to preserve them as heritage buildings, correct?
Swimming club also, sir.
Okay, Sip. All right. Okay, we have so many structures in Ballard Pier. So these heritage buildings को preserve करना है, तो naturally we don't want petroleum, petrochemical cargoes or dirty cargoes. We don't want coal happening in Bombay port. So most of the products, now we are only handling the cleaner products like agriculture products, fertilizer products, right? Or for that matter, cars, जिसमें pollution का कोई सवाल ही नहीं उठता. So then, of course, You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So then these dirty cargoes, of course, dirty cargoes means more money, okay? It's not only dirty and clean. Dirty cargo handling is more money, correct? Yeah. So then you move it to Dighi or you move it to Gujarat. Your choice. Okay, so we have done with which state we did? I forgot.
Orissa,
Orissa we did.
Orissa.
All right. Okay, Vaishnavi, can you switch on your mic?
Yes, sir.
Oh, she's already there. Thank you, Vaishnavi. All right.
Yes.
After Orissa, which state you look at?
West Bengal.
West Bengal.
Okay. Let her reply. Why I'm doing this is because I want to include or involve as many people, as many students from your class so that you interact. Are you enjoying? Oh, I forgot to ask you that question.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Absolutely.
definitely, sir.
Yes, sir.
Better than last two lectures.
Yes, sir.
अभी better than last two lectures. Okay. All right. तो अभी मैं क्या समझूं इसको प्रति ऐसे कह दिया तो. So
More interactive.
does that mean the last lectures? Anyways. Yeah. Okay. All right. Better than last two lectures. I take it. So Vaishnavi, West Bengal. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Cool. You have your pencil ready?
Yes, sir.
Super. इसको थोड़ा सा increase कर देते हैं. Now can you see it better?
Yes, sir.
Super. Heard of Ganges River? गंगा नदी का नाम सुना है?
Yes, sir.
कहाँ से निकलती है?
Gangotri.
Uttarakhand.
गंगोत्री in Uttarakhand. Okay.
Yeah.
हिमालयस. चलो सिंपल आंसर हिमालयस. आपको जहां से लेना है वहां से ले लो सर. हिमालय से कहीं से निकलती है. ये सुनो.
Yes.
Alright. So वैष्णव ने कहा कि हिमालय से निकलती है गंगा नदी. और every river which originates, normally most of the rivers will originate somewhere from higher altitude and then they will go towards
Lower altitude. To the
okay.
seas.
The sea, yes.
Yes.
नदियाँ सागर में मिलती है ना? सुना है कि नहीं? चलो, I'm happy Vaishnavi that means you don't see Bollywood movies. Same like me. All right. So Ganges River starts from somewhere in Himalayas and ऐसे करके आती है, enters, okay, it covers UP, Uttarakhand, Bihar, West Bengal, and then it opens into Bay of Bengal over here. Can you see
Yes.
this point over here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. ये point के थोड़ा सा नीचे एक dot बना दो, circle,
Okay.
and यहाँ से यहाँ लंबा arrow खींचना. और वो
Okay.
arrow के सामने क्या लिखोगी? जो आप
हल्दिया.
बताओगे सर. हल्दिया नहीं
हल्दिया.
है. जो आप बताओगे सर. You should answer diplomatic answer होना चाहिए. Okay, write two words.
Sir,
One
I'm
is
sorry to say, बांग्लादेश में ब्रह्मपुत्र एंड गंगा दोनों मिलकर आती है ना सर. वेस्ट बंगाल से नहीं आती वो.
क्या हुआ?
ब्रह्मपुत्र एंड गंगा दोनों बांग्लादेश के अंदर मिलती है ना सर. फिर वहां से आती है. वेस्ट बंगाल से जाकर बांग्लादेश से
outlets are many outlets. ये नहीं कि इसको चाहिए वहां से आप निकालो. The outlets of Brahmaputra first of all originates in China, not in Bangladesh. Okay.
I am not saying originating. I am saying at last point when it comes to Bay of Bengal, they
Have
meet.
you- All
Yes,
right.
sir.
So what's your name? Artista Bilal. क्या नाम है आपका?
Bilal sir, Bilal.
Okay. Whenever you get a chance, okay, visit Calcutta. Been to Calcutta anytime?
Sir, when I was small, 15
When
years
you were
old.
small. Okay, चलो ठीक है. Now अभी होश संभालने के बाद और एक बार जाना कलकत्ता. समझ गया क्या बोल रहा हूँ? And then you take a road drive from Calcutta to Haldia. In between, you will find another port which is called as Bach.
Bach.
And that Hooghly River, which passes from Calcutta to Haldia, is basically the last portion of one of the exits of Ganges River into Bay of Bengal. Have you understood, Bilal? ये मानेगा नहीं. छोड़ो. Okay,
Yes, sir.
Vaishnavi, I am with you now.
Sir, मान लिया.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
गलती सही
अभी
है.
शांत रहो थोड़ा. Because अभी वेस्ट बंगाल के बाद चाइना में जाना है. Correct, वैष्णवी? बताओ इसको थोड़ा शांत रहो. All right. So ये एरो बना के यहाँ पे आपने एरिया बना दिया. वहाँ पे दो शब्द लिख दो. First is sand heads. Sand मतलब रेती.
Okay.
S-A-N-D sand. H-E-A-D-S. Sand heads.
Yes.
And the second word you write as Sagar roads.
Sorry, sir.
S-A-G-A-R. Sagar
Huh.
roads.
Roads. Okay.
R-O-A-D-S.
Yes. Done.
Okay. Why I told you to write these two words is because Hooghly River, which is the last part of Ganges originating into or opening into Bay of Bengal, okay, is a river passage. It's a river, right? Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Last part of Ganga, matlab it's river opening into
yes.
Bay of Bengal. But yes, as far as this particular passage is concerned, can you see my mouse over
Yes, sir.
here? Yeah.
Yes.
Now this cursor which is coming down, that is basically Hooghly River opening into Bay of Bengal.
Okay.
Now what I'm trying to tell you is, as far as this river is concerned, the current in this direction is very high, number one. And
Right.
second thing is, the depth is very limited.
Mm-hmm.
So which means deep drafted vessels cannot go inside.
Right.
The ships with bigger draft cannot go inside, like they come to Bombay, they come to Kandla, they come to Wadinar, they come to Sikka, they come to Mangalore. The deep draft vessels cannot go in these river ports. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So what you do, you have two choices. You bring the vessel to these sagar roads or sand heads, you ask them to park, which is called as anchoring,
Anchor.
and then you use small barges to discharge these ships or load these ships at anchorage.
Okay.
Same way as you do in Bhavnagar and you do in Beri Bandar, which is in Jamnagar.
Jamnagar.
Excellent. All right. So now we are starting the passage.
Sir,
Haan ji.
after lightering, can they go forward? Move forward?
Yes, you can go inside provided your width is okay. If the breadth of the ship is all right, if it is
Team, sir.
matching or if it is fitting into Hooghly River, then only you can go inside. A Cape size bulk carrier or a VLCC cannot go inside even if you are lighted,
Yes, sir.
because the breadth is huge. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
ये सर ये सागर रोड्स एंड सैंड हेड्स की लोकेशन फिर से बताना कहाँ पर
यहाँ पे just outside Hooghly River, यहाँ पे over here in Bay of Bengal. It is basically in the sea, Bay of Bengal. Okay? It's a light rich point basically, जहाँ पे STS operation happen. Have any one of you heard of Bombay High?
Yes, sir.
जहाँ पे ONGC के exploration चलती रहती है to take out oil and natural gas. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Correct. So Bombay High is of Bombay. Similarly, Sandheads and Sagar Roads is of Calcutta. Understood? All right. Now, as you start the passage inwards, the first port you come across on the Hooghly River is Haldia. All of you write down Haldia, please. Haldia looks after petroleum and petrochemicals. And also in Haldia, you have bauxite movement, you have coal movements. Okay. Now, have you understood why these movements are happening from these ports? When you have car manufacturing companies, you have provision to export and import the cars. So that's why you have car ro-ro terminals in Bombay, you have ro-ro terminal in Chennai, you have ro-ro terminal in Pipavav. So you have to have some. आपने सुना होगा, which is that Tata's model, Tata's factory,
Nano.
which was Nano.
Nano.
Earlier it was to come in West Bengal, then something happened. I don't want to get into that, but then it shifted to Gujarat. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So we want to export these nano cars. We want to get the spare parts for these nano. Naturally, the port I will choose is somewhere in Gujarat. So I chose Kandla or Mundra. You understand why Ro-Ro terminal is there in Mundra? Very good. So first word is Haldia. After Haldia, you go inside and write down the second word, which is Buj. B-U-J, B-U-J. Some people also spell it as B-U-D-G-E, B-U-D-G-E. Doesn't matter spelling as long as you write the port, Buj. And then you go further inside on Hooghly River, then you come to Calcutta. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Like Bombay, like Kandla, like Mangalore, like Vizag, like Chennai, even Calcutta handles multiple cargoes. But then, as I said, it's a river port, number one. And secondly, you have less depth. So deep draft ships cannot really go inside. The benefit which Bombay, Kandla, Chennai has, Calcutta doesn't have. Have you understood this part?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So guys and girls, have you understood? We have covered so many
Yes,
ports.
Yes.
And we also discussed so many companies. Thanks to all of you for giving so many inputs. So we could discuss so much. पता चला 1.5 घंटा कैसे चला? I think 1.5 hour, right? Already?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All
Yes, sir.
right.
Yes, sir.
Chalo, good.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now what we will do is we will take a break. 10 minutes, 15 minutes. कितना चाहिए आपको?
10 minutes.
10 minutes break. Okay. You don't want to lose the link. बड़ी मुश्किल से पकड़ा हुआ है आपने इंडियन पोर्ट्स को. चलो ठीक है. तो I will leave the map as it is and I see you after 10 minutes. Enjoy your tea, coffee. Okay. I'll keep my mic on mute. I see you after 10 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Chalo, good. So shall we continue? Thank you for taking a shorter break. Irfan bhai, we will probably continue little more than 1 o'clock. Okay.
Sure, sir. You take your time.
Yeah. Thank you. Is it okay with all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Sure.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. Class में होता तो मैं कहता you have no choice. Now I can't say it online. All right. So let me unshare this. Okay. So Indian ports we have done. Now the assignment or the I won't call it homework assignment. Okay. Am I audible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. So I'm
Yes,
talking to all of you, but I can only see 4 people on the screen. So I'm addressing one person, but it's actually I'm talking to all 130 of or 150 हो गए. Oh ho. All right. बढ़ते ही जा रहा है. कितने टोटल इरफान? 200 तो नहीं है ना
But
स्टूडेंट्स?
the volume was around 164
अच्छा. Okay, okay.
and people haven't come back from their tea break.
कोई बात नहीं. चलो ठीक है. तो okay, let me address to Rohit. Rohit, can you? Yeah. All right. Okay. Now what assignment you should do? Man, if I'm in your place, what I will do? Okay. Abhi now so many ports we have seen. We have seen so many names of the companies. I don't know how many of you are really doing shipping job or shipping related job. How many of you are into family business, which is shipping? So no choice. You have to do it, correct? To continue the legacy. Some people are sailors, right? Like me, been on ships, come down for holiday or leave or break. So we have different categories. Those who are totally not in shipping, okay, which can be more than 50% chunk of the class. Now, for those I'm addressing, not for those who already know something. You know what is the biggest problem, danger, Rohit? The biggest problem is when I know little bit. I'm safe when I don't know anything, and I'm safe when I know everything. Correct. The journey in between that, between these two is I know something, and I know something is a problem. So what I suggest to all of you is, all of you can hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I can't hear that yes sir from 150 people. Is as if I'm talking
Yes,
to only
sir.
5 people.
Yes,
here.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Very, very
Yes, sir.
Yes,
disap-
sir.
अभी एक ही बंदा 4 बार बोल रहा है
Yes,
सर.
sir.
चलो ठीक है. इस आइडियाज की कमी नहीं है इस
Sir, you're
जनरेशन में.
audible loud and clear.
ओके चलो थैंक यू फॉर दैट. सील कर दिया बस और कुछ मत बोलो. ठीक है. So if I were in your place, what I will do? I will explore these sports myself. I'll go on YouTube. I'll find out there are various very interesting books. There is a book on Lloyd's Atlas in the library of NMIS. Okay, I don't know how many copies are there. There is a book on geography from published by Britannia. Okay, so what I will do is I will get hold of these books before December, much before December, and start looking into the maps, looking into the photos of the maps. There are quite a bit, and it's very interesting. Whatever geography we have done, there is a history connected to that, and the beauty is for every history there is a geography connected to that. Okay, of course we don't have time in this lecture, but hopefully in the 6th or 7th lecture we will talk about this when we are near March 2022 or nearing March 2022. That time we will talk about why you said, sir, every history has a geography connected, and why every geography has a history connected. Okay, all right. So I will catch hold of these maps, these atlases, and start looking at these ports myself, and not only India. Why I chose this India, why we chose India today is because you are relatively more familiar with this country, with our country, correct? So as you know this much, you should be able to, I'm just throwing some names, just hear them out, don't attempt to write, because you will not be able to write, correct? All right. Tokyo, Nagasaki, Kobe, Incheon, Masan, Pyeongchang, uh, in Philippines, Singapore, Manila, Canberra, Sydney, Melbourne, Rotterdam, Amsterdam, Hamburg, Port Suez, Port Said, Houston, Boston, New York, all right?
Sir,
Just
tier
throwing
2
some,
hotels, Kansas. Tier 2
so
hotels,
many,
Kansas.
so many of them, so many of them. I'm just going, in Africa, you have got Nigeria and you have Lagos, right?
Mozambique,
South Africa,
Andorra,
you have Richards Bay,
Cape Town.
correct? New Zealand, you have
Saint
Wellington,
Petersburg.
St. Petersburg, correct? Why I'm giving you any idea why I'm discussing these names?
These are the international ports where ships
Ports.
normally
Will
trade.
come across somewhere or the other.
जितने कॉन्फिडेंस के साथ आप मैप पे विशाखापट्टनम दिखा सकते हो सामने वाले को, उतने कॉन्फिडेंस के साथ रॉटरडैम भी दिखाने को आना चाहिए. Understand? That is why map work is important, and you have to get your geography in your grip. The faster you do it, the better it is. Of course, it is not a one-day job. It's not a one-month job or a one-year job. It's an ongoing process. But इससे आप अपना relation या link कभी छोड़ना मत. Okay? Geography is something which and new ports, newer and newer ports will keep coming. There's so many ports which we didn't cover since they are at the moment minor ports, but you never know. Now the difference between major port, minor port, and intermediate port. Of course, now it is major port and non-major port, but earlier it was major and intermediate. Major ports, you have night pilotage, so 24 hours you get pilot. Major ports, you can bring in deep drafted ships. Major ports, you have customs immigration facilities 24/7. Major ports, you have tugs facilities. You have stevedoring, freshwater bunkers, all that stuff is readily available. Intermediate ports, there are two types. Either something like, have you seen a spoke or a tire and spoke of a cycle or two-wheeler? Center में गोल होता है.
Yes, sir.
Let's
Yes,
imagine
sir.
that to be a hub.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
HUB, hub.
Yes, sir.
And wherever these spokes are going and meeting the outer circle, these are spokes. Okay, these are hub and minor. So you have a major port and then you have minor port. Something like a Ro-Ro terminal is based in Mumbai and you want to take the cargo, let's say, to Nashik. Okay, so Nashik becomes a spoke and Mumbai becomes a hub. You understand what I said?
Okay.
Yeah, or you want to take something related to Tirupati temple, then naturally hub becomes Chennai port or Krishnapat or Nagapatnam or for that matter Ennore, and then the spoke becomes, right? So intermediate is one part is you have these ports where you temporarily store the cargo and then you distribute. और intermediate का दूसरा मतलब ये भी होता है कि these are for special purpose where you have like something like Alang, intermediate, जहाँ पे cargo movement नहीं हो रही है, but it's very, very important as far as shipping is concerned because once the ship gets old, it has to be scrapped. You agree with that?
Yes, sir.
All right. And minor ports, of course, are smaller ones. जहाँ पे 24/7 pilot is not available, tugs are not available, freshwater bunkers are not available, all the facilities are not available. You bring in a container there and there is no container terminal, you can't discharge a load container from there. So that's a minor port. So maybe you can start from Gujarat and you have to do it parallelly. Make a file. Okay, एक फाइल होती है ना A4 साइज की जिसमें आप अलग अलग पेपर फाइल करते हो. Explore YouTube, explore Google, so many things you will come across, and each and every port. Let's say I type Kandla or Gandhidham, then I try to learn and understand about Kandla port, where the cargo is coming from. Okay, I'll just give you an example how to go about it. Okay, are you listening?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir.
Yes.
As one of you said that crude oil import, crude oil which we receive for processing in our refineries, and India has got more than 24 refineries across the landmass. Okay, so one of the most important ports for receiving this raw product crude oil is Kandla. और you will, आपको अंदाजा नहीं होगा ये कांडला से कार्गो कहाँ कहाँ जाता है. Crude oil is a raw product. You can't do anything with crude oil. You put it in your Activa or car, then forget about that car and Activa. You have to put it to museum straight away. Okay, कुछ नहीं हो सकता. Engine overhauling से भी कुछ नहीं होगा, पूरा जाम हो जाएगा engine. So crude oil itself, raw product, you can't do much. But yes, when it gets refined, you can do a lot of things. When you have petrol or diesel, then you can drive your car. Okay. Now, as far as Kandla is concerned, I'm just giving you one example how you go about exploring and studying these ports, whichever section you are interested in. Okay, petroleum का example देता हूँ मैं. Since I've majority of my career, part of my career I've spent with and related to petroleum. So I'm giving you an example of petroleum. I'll give you an example of car also, Roro also. So have you heard of a place called Panipat, जिसमें 3 लड़ाइयाँ हुई थी?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Indian Oil Corporation Limited has a refinery in Panipat, for your information. Okay, so whenever you get time, just try to find out the land distance between Kandla port and Panipat. ठीक है, 1000 किलोमीटर से ज्यादा होगा. Agree?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Who is that champion from Pune in the class? Just switch on your mic.
Yes, sir, it's me.
Excellent. Bombay to Pune अंदाज से कितना किलोमीटर है?
Around 250, 230 kilometers.
200.
Okay.
180.
All right, 200 kilometers. All right. Let's assume 200 kilometers.
Yes, sir.
Can you imagine 1000 kilometers?
Yes, sir.
Super. Can you imagine a pipeline carrying crude oil of 1000 kilometers?
Too huge.
Can you imagine the pumps and the booster pumps required to pump this oil from Kandla to Panipat refinery?
Yes, sir.
Wow. Chalo. So you have understood how to learn about Kandla port. Panipat is one. Have you heard of Mathura?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Have you heard of Koyali, which is close to Baroda? Okay,
No.
these are the 3 refineries of IOCL which receive cargo or raw product crude oil from Kandla port. Okay, that's how you study petroleum. Okay, अब मैं रोरो की बात करता हूँ. Have you heard of Maruti Suzuki?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sajal
Yes, sir.
Kumar, Maruti Suzuki. कहाँ पे है ये Maruti Suzuki का plant?
माने सर.
Is one of them. और कहाँ पे है? ओहो.
नहीं
हैं? नॉर्थ में है. चलो इतना क्लू दे देता हूँ. जल्दी बताओ. 150 people, all graduates. Come on.
सर गुड़गांव
में है और मानेसर में भी है. Correct?
Yes, sir.
No. If I want
Yes,
to
sir.
export the cars of Maruti Suzuki and if I choose Kandla port, you know how many kilometers I have to drive or bring this car to for exporting?
1500 kilometers.
जो भी है 1500 है. आपको जो भी कोई बोलेगा 1550, कोई बोलेगा 1590. You know, smart people, so many of them are in the class. So if Mumbai to Pune is 200 kilometers, you can imagine 1500 kilometers. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Now you want to export these Maruti cars, okay, models of your choice. It can be, which are the models available of Maruti Suzuki?
Artiga, Baleno,
Artiga,
Ciaz,
Baleno, Ciaz, Creta, excellent. Now just imagine, okay, imagine कर लो, reality है कि नहीं वो बाद में देखेंगे. Imagine that Latin America wants these cars. So you want to export to Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, correct? Can you imagine the logistic? 1,500 kilometers plus by road from Manesar and someone said Gurgaon to Kandla or Mundra, where you load the cars, And it's a roll on, roll off. So you need drivers to load the cars. Yes or no? We saw it in the first lecture, types of ships.
Yes, sir.
Then this ship has to be lashed properly, secured properly. The cars ऐसे नहीं कि बीच रास्ते में सेकंड ऑफिसर को लगा कि चलो थोड़ा ड्राइव कर लेता हूँ तो बलेनो में बैठ गया, ऐसा नहीं होता ना. Once they are secured and locked, you can't move them till you reach the discharge port. Then after that, what you need to do is, what you will do, Roxanne?
Judge, again we will need the drivers to discharge
Correct,
them.
correct. Again, you need driver, but during the passage, imagine how. Just give me a rough idea from Mundra Port to Latin America. How many days passage? Rough.
60-65, sir.
40 to 45 days.
40.
Okay,
45.
find out and tell me in the
1.5
next
months.
class. ऐसे भावा में बात मत करो.
21
Shipping, you are in shipping, right?
21 days.
20.
When you give ETA to your client, okay, ये नहीं कह सकते ना 10-15 दिन में आ जाऊंगा. Correct or no?
No.
Estimated time of arrival has to be very close. Probably few hours. This difference is okay. Now, if you are lucky to get rough weather, can you imagine the condition of the cars inside this cargo holds or hatches? Yes, and after that you're going to, like Rosen rightly said, you need a lot of drivers to discharge these cars in the discharge ports of Latin America. Correct, Roxanne? And during this passage of whatever time you are going to find out, 30 days, 40 days, 50 days, whatever you're saying, okay, every day you have to go to church, say, oh Lord, save my cargo. Those who are going to temples, Nariyal, Agarbatti, whatever you want to take, and Baki, those who want to go to whatever. So whichever prayers you do, please, oh Lord, keep my cargo safe. 30 days passage, rough weather, brand new cars, okay? And the car gets defective the moment it has a scratch. You agree with that?
Yes.
Yes. You're loading in ports. All of you agree?
Yes. Yes.
Ports have land and water.
Yes.
The water has salts. If you spray off this water because of heavy wind, the spray will come and sit on the cars. Yes or no?
Yes.
Very good. And after that, this water is from this water is going to evaporate, and you will have salts on your cars, brand new cars. And what does salt do? Corrosion. So you have corrosion on your cars, not accepted by the consignee. Understood? Right? That is called care of cargo, stowage of cargo, securing of cargo. It's not only about logistics. You have to think of so many things. So what I suggest is every port, every client, okay, every state, think of, do research yourself and make your files yourself. No copy paste business. You do it yourself, because the more time you spend understanding this, your base will be very strong to do a good career in shipping. Understood? Okay, cool. Let me unshare this and let's go to the inland waterways. Let me see inland waterways kahan pe hai. All right. Okay, I'm sharing this now. Dinesh, Shailesh, Shreyas, whoever is available, please switch on your mic and talk to me. Okay, let me share again. Share screen. Can you all see this screen now? Okay. जो नाम मैंने लिए, अगर if they are not able to, at least someone respond to me.
Yes, sir.
Visible, sir.
All right, you can hear.
Yes, sir.
Good. The more people respond, the more happy I will be. Okay. So you all can see this. Let's. Okay, I'll keep it like this. I think better, so that I can see the cameras on of people who are supporting me so nicely. All right. So the first slide says Inland Waterways Authority of India. All of you write down IWAI, Inland Waterways Authority of India. So we are more or less covering about 70-75% portion of chapter 8 in your index, which is map 2 or map work 2. Inland Waterways Authority of India. All of you have written that. IWAI, set up on 27 October. Date is not important. 1986 is important. Why it is important? You should know that Inland Waterways Authority developed this body and started thinking about developing inland waterways within India more than 35 years ago, more than 30 years ago. Okay. So you can imagine the amount of work these people have. It's not easy to cover India so easily, right? It's a huge landmass. We've got so many water masses. We've got so many rivers. So when you are talking about inland waterways, you've got to be very, very careful. Okay. Headquarter in where?
Noida, UP.
Noida, UP. So all of you know where is the headquarter. Chalo, theek hai. Background, administration, regulation. Okay, this is not that. Okay. Enormity. This is the third slide. Let me go back to enormity. Kidhar gaya wo? Okay. So inland waterways, all of you can see this, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Of India have a total navigable length of 14,500 kilometers. Okay, this is not the coast length. Okay, this is the length of the rivers, the addition of all the rivers and land masses we have within the country. Kitna hai total?
14,500 kilometers.
14,500 kilometers minus 14,000 is 500, which is 2 times. Going from Bombay to Pune and back is maybe 500 kilometers. Plus 14,000 is the total inland waterways length we have, and this is navigable. You understand the word navigable?
Yes.
हाँ, ये नहीं कि छोटा मैं इधर मेरे घर के पीछे भी थोड़ा सा पानी है सर 1 फुट का, चलेगा नहीं. That is not a navigable water. Navigable means I can put a big barge inside. I can move cargo. That is called navigable water. 14,500 kilometers. Let's go to the next one. Underutilized. Okay. Shreyas, can you switch on your mic and read this for the class quickly? Underutilized. Shreyas or Dinesh, whoever can switch on their mic. Quick. Manpreet.
Underutilized freight transportation by waterways is highly underutilized in India as compared to countries like the USA, China, and the European Union. Total cargo moved in 10 kilometer by the IW was just 0.1% of the total inland traffic in India compared to the 21% figure of United States.
Very good. So what do you understand by this, Manpreet?
So that
Yes. So yeah, so if I have to give you an example, suppose there are 14,000 kilometers of inland waterways, navigable inland waterways available in US, then they are utilizing 20% of that to move the cargo. Whereas in India, how much is it?
0.1%.
Correct.
0.1%.
Very good. Which is a long way to go. Long way to go.
Long.
And
10 times.
And good news for you is the way present government is pushing this drive. Okay, there are going to be a lot of job opportunities with regards to inland waterways. Understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And this is going to be a huge sector. You can imagine we are not even 1% utilization. Just imagine, even if we go up to half of what US is using or half of what some of the European countries are using, आप समझ सकते हो, it's almost 1% to 10% is almost कितना in exponential growth hai. Okay, and when that growth happens, what will happen? Can anyone tell me what are the job opportunities?
Multimodal transport.
In Sagarmala and Bharatmala projects as like
Sagarmala project, Bharatmala. These are it. Yeah, you are rightly saying the projects, but what I'm saying is when you have these inland waterways developed or under development, and we go from 1% to 10% utilization, what type of jobs will be available to the people who are on shore, like you and me?
Multimodal job.
You have a chance to get into multimodal transportation, correct? What is multimodal? Road transport, rail transport, water transport, correct? Logistics, intermodal transport, correct? Logistics sector is going to be huge and well expanded, which you're going to study in your second year, okay? And you're going to only study the theory part. Practical to baad mein karenge. But in logistics sector, chartering, yes.
Yes, sir.
There's going to be one shipper who's going to export that cargo, and there's going to be one consignee who's going to receive this cargo within India. So documentation, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So
Warehousing.
huge amount of back office work is there.
Operations
you
and
have
jobs for seafarers in India.
Warehousing, sir.
Operations and yes, job opportunities for seafarers in India, especially home trade shipping, which is only limited to coastal traffic now. You can imagine all these barges, all these boats, all these tugs, all these small ships, or we call them as mini bulk carriers or MBCs. They are going to need masters, captains, and chief engineers. No,
Sir.
you need someone to navigate these ships, and you need someone to run the engines of these ships. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So you can see the job opportunities. Now this river passage, Gangotri se nikal ke direct Haldia to aana nahi hai. You're going to have so many stops in between. Correct or no?
Yes. Yeah.
VT से रेलवे निकलती है तो डायरेक्ट तो जाती नहीं है कल्याण. You have Dadar, then you have got Thana. Correct or no? I'm only talking about fast trains. Now imagine slow train का क्या होगा? So many ports or railway stations. Every port you will have. Every port you will have. You will have people to be manning those ports. Yes or no? You need stevedores. You need cargo movement facilities. You need agents. You need surveyors. You need surveyors. Yes.
Yes, sir.
You need surveys to infect the cargoes within, in between. Yes, Parth. Parth. Yes, you raised your hand. What do you want to say?
Yes, sir. So in the slide, it's mentioned that inland waterways was just 0.1% of the total inland traffic. So total inland traffic also means road transportation, or it is only for inland?
No, it is also it also involves road and rail. But what the slide is all about. Just look at the enormity. Don't for the or can you imagine how much time, energy, and fuel I'm going to save?
Yes.
Scope hai?
Lot of.
Good. Similarly, you have rivers here, Brahmani River, Mahanadi River, then you have Krishna River, you have Godavari River, you have got Narmada, one waterways, guys and girls, and huge scope. Job opportunity is going to be very good time. As you know that our country fortunately has the biggest number of young population like you, so we have to take it to the next step. Okay, so map showing all of you, please make this. मैं थोड़ा सा इसको zoom in करता हूँ. Okay, now can you see what I'm showing you?
Yes.
Is it clear to all of you?
So it's very yes, sir.
कोई बात नहीं. The Ganges one, which starts from Gangotri and opens into Bay of Bengal, that is your national waterway number 1, NW1. All of you write down NW1. This is very nicely explained in your textbooks. Okay, but just make a small दूसरा इंडिया मैप ले लो, ports के साथ इसको खिचड़ी मत बनाना. Make a different, take a different map that is better. So that's your national waterway number 1. All right. National waterway number 2 is on Brahmaputra River, which originates from China and opens into Bay of Bengal. So that's your NW2. Have you noted that? All of you?
Yes.
Good. Then NW6, just write down here, which is in northeastern sector. At the moment, it is in developing stage, but still it is required, and you never know. In probably 8 to 10 years, this will be also functional. NW6. NW5 mark kar do yahan pe, which is opening from Orissa into Bay of Bengal. Okay. So 1, 2, 5, and 6. चारों mark कर दिया आपने. आगे जाओ. Very good.
Yes, sir.
All right. NW4 National Waterway 4 is Andhra Pradesh. पिछले मैप में आपने देखा, I showed you Kaveri and Godavari, KG basin, opening into Andhra Pradesh or Bay of Bengal. That is National Waterway number 4. Now, as far as 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6. These are based on river movement. These are based on rivers. We will see in detail which rivers are involved. And number 3 is in Kerala. This is in Arabian Sea. It is within Kerala, but it's a long passage. Okay, clear? All right. Now, is this map?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. So, sorry guys, I can see only 4 or 5 faces, so I'm repeating the same names. But okay, anyone wants to volunteer to make a journey with me on National Waterway number 1? Those who have not participated in the first 1.5 hours. Quick.
Yes, sir. So Parth here.
Parth. Okay. So, Anji, कौन है?
Omkar sir.
Okay. So Parth and Omkar, let's get into the boat. Are you there with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Good.
sir.
You start from Gangotri. It is coming down. Which is this place? Omkar.
Allahabad.
Parth, what is the next place?
Varanasi.
Chunar, Varanasi.
Chunar.
Then from Uttarakhand to UP to Bihar. ये क्या है?
Patna.
After that?
Bhagalpur.
After Bhagalpur? Pakur, and then it is opening into, this is basically the last portion, which is Hooghly River opening into Bay of Bengal.
West Bengal.
Understood? That's your National Waterway number 1. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. All of you quickly write down this. I give you only 30 seconds. Cities covered: Allahabad, Patna, Farakka, Haldia. Total length 1,620 kilometers. Rivers involved: Ganga, Bhagirathi, and Hooghly. Done?
So recently PepsiCo utilized this, right? Some one and a half.
PepsiCo, then Sikal. There's so many guys who are trying, but it's not easy. You know why it is not easy? Hello. Different, God knows.
No, sir,
Okay.
no.
Different jurisdictions, different regulations, different tax structures, different tax regimes, different languages, different rules and regulations. So India is a package of so many cultures. Yes or no? Easy नहीं है, but करेंगे. आप और मैं मिलके कर लेते हैं. Okay? So National Waterway number 1. Even if you get a job opportunity in the development of National Waterway number 1, the development itself is going to involve a lot of job opportunities, because ये easy नहीं है बनाना सब. The dredging company is there. If you happen to be in a dredging company, you can imagine the type of job, the type of revenue they will earn, the type of situation you will have, and just imagine if you get expert in dredging or expert in that particular sector. Then National Waterway 6, you can easily get a job. National Waterway 5, you can easily get a job. Yes or no?
Yes.
All right, let's go to the next one. National Waterway number 2. I'll just zoom in this. Start from, okay, who wants to take two more volunteers, please? 2 volunteers for this. Vikas, and who else?
Can I do?
Yeah, why not? Who is that? Name batao.
Manpreet.
Acha, Manpreet again. Okay, all right. So Manpreet and Vikas. So start from here, Vikas. What's the first name? Sadia.
Sadia.
After that?
Dibrugarh.
Silhat. Silghat.
तेजपुर.
ये कहीं पे सुना है आपने किसी बॉलीवुड मूवी में?
नहीं सर, मैं पर्सनली विजिट करके आया हूँ तेजपुर.
अच्छा,
गंगा जल में।
शाबाश, चलो ठीक है। गंगा जल मूवी में है जिसमें अजय देवगन इज द हीरो, करेक्ट और नो? ऑलराइट, जस्ट इमेजिन कि ये कहाँ से घूम के जा रही है और कैसे कैसे उतर रही है। लाइक इट्स गोइंग अप टू दुबरी, पंडू, जोगी गोपा एंड गेटिंग इनटू बांग्लादेश से उतर जाएगा, बट सम पार्ट आल्सो इज इन वेस्ट बंगाल। ओके, सो दैट्स योर नेशनल वाटरवे नंबर 2. वेरी गुड. Okay. Roxanne and so Roxanne, start with the first part. First point. कौन सा ये? Next. Because
Alappuzha.
Alappuzha, and then
Kollam.
And just try to find out from whichever source what is this distance. Okay. This is surrounded by greenery, jungle, coconut trees. And this is
and 205 kilometers.
205 kilometers. Okay, chalo, ठीक है, clear? National waterway 3.
Yes sir.
All right, we go next. National waterway number 4.
Honey.
Wait a minute, let me go back. How do I go back? I go here.
Sir, I have one question, sir. In national highway, national water number 1, Ganga is opening from Uttarakhand, but it is not Mahabad Patna Farakha.
That is because गंगोत्री से आप क्या लेके आ जाओगे गंगा जल के अलावा? What will you export from there?
Yes sir. Yes,
you need cargoes ना?
Yes,
national waterway किस लिए बना रहे हैं हम लोग? To move the cargoes or no?
Yes sir. Yes sir.
गंगा जल तो वैसे भी आ रही है हुगली में, वहां पे आप भर सकते हो आपका जो भी पानी लेना है, तो से नहीं चलो हुआ. टोटल डिस्टेंस इज 1620 किलोमीटर. दैट इज इंपॉर्टेंट. And the scope development, that is very important for us, correct? All right, so that's our national waterway number.
This is 4.
Hello.
4.
Number 4. So in number 4 you have two basic rivers or two main rivers. One is Krishna, second one is Godavari. So Krishna river starts from, who is that helping me with? Just read the Hyderabad. Rajamundry is the junction, and then it is Kakinada to Bay of Bengal. All right, and Godavari Bhadrachalam se movement hoga. See the so basically where you have cargoes, then only those are shown in the maps. Okay, yes. National waterway 4 clear, all of you?
Yes.
Very good. See how easy it is, geography, correct or no? All right, national waterway number 5. Let me zoom in here. Okay, यहाँ पे you have got two rivers. One is Brahmani river, second one is Mahanadi. Nandi nahi, Nadi. Okay, Samal Barrage, Brahmani, Charbata, Kharsua, right? Mangalgadi, Dhamra. All right, in Orissa, write down one more name. Paradeep आपने लिखा, Gopalpur लिखा था कि नहीं? वहाँ पे और एक लिख दो, Dhamra, DHAM. Some people spell it as DHAMERA, Dhamera. Some people make it as Dhamra. Okay. So find out and read about this port also. Every port you do exploration yourself and make 3 to 4 pages. Start studying about it. This should be parallel, not necessary it will come in March 2022. But for your information, you must know your country. Okay? We are into shipping. So I have to know anything and everything related to water with regards to my country. Clear? All right, cool.
So this national waterways. So what is the difference like between normal waterways and national waterways? So only majority of the inland transportation is done through this national waterway.
Okay. Are you from Bombay?
Yes, sir.
Where are you from? What's your name?
So my name is Parth. I am from Ghatkopar.
You are from Ghatkopar. Have you heard of Powai Lake?
Yes, sir.
Is it a waterway?
Yes, sir.
Yes. But क्या करोगे उसको लेके? Other than boating and that garden, nothing else is there. Correct. Similarly, you got so many dams in Maharashtra where you store water, but you can't really use that, right? For cargo movement. Now these waterways are a big challenge for the road and rail transportation, because presently road and rail transportation is consuming a lot of infrastructure. When you have so many, just imagine, Parth, okay, you're with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Suppose, Parth, you want to bring in, okay, or take 40,000 metric tons of crude oil. How much?
40,000 metric tons.
मैं आपको बहुत छोटी क्वांटिटी बता रहा हूँ, 400,000 नहीं बता रहा हूँ, 40,000 बता रहा हूँ. 40,000 metric tons of crude oil you want to take from Kandla port to Panipat. क्या होगा आपका if you are a transporter? You know what one road tanker will carry? How much is the capacity of one road tanker? ये जो fresh water के
20 metric tons.
20 metric tons. So कितने चाहिए 40,000 carry करने के लिए? 2,000 one-way trips. Okay. So amount of diesel, amount of pollution, amount of traffic it will cause. Can you imagine that? We don't want that, right? So we want to develop the national waterways. So we move the cargoes by water first, cheapest transport, second, environment friendly. Yes or no? लिख दो ये दोनों lines. Environment friendly and cheapest mode of or economical mode of transport. काम आएगा. Okay, national waterway number 6. Study for yourself. Still under development. It takes time. It will take time. Understood this much?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I'm going to show you some slide जहाँ पे cargoes लिखे हुए हैं. So national waterway number 1. All of you quickly write the cargoes. National waterway, 1 minute. National waterway number 1. इसको पहले ये कर लेता हूँ and then I go zoom in. Okay, write down the cargoes for national waterway number 1. Coal for thermal power plants, fly ash, food grain, steel, cement, edible oil. Done?
No, sir.
You have to explore that. I'm just showing you on the screen. This is there in the book also. So national waterway number 1, which are the cargoes? You can transport or you can carry coal, you can carry food grains, you can carry fly ash, steel, cement, edible oils. Okay?
Yes.
Very good. Let's go to national waterway number 2. National waterway number 2, the favorite cargoes: jute, salt, tea, coal, bitumen, high-speed diesel, fertilizers. That's it. Good enough. Done?
Yes.
Sir.
Okay, cool.
Yes, sir.
National waterway number 3, cargoes: sulfur, zinc, furnace oil, rock phosphate, and containers. Done?
Furnace oil.
कोई बात नहीं है. You can do exploration. There are at least 10 more cargoes. These are just few examples.
Sir, can you please switch once to NW1 slide? NW1.
नहीं, you can take it from the book. Okay. Why I'm doing it? Because we want to do crude oil also. नहीं तो बैठेगा नहीं crude oil. We want to finish that. Correct? Okay. So this is national waterway number 4. Number 4 is coal and rice in Godavari River, cement and rice in Krishna River. Done? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Chalo, good. National waterway number 5. You know where it is. You know which rivers are involved, and that coal. The cargoes are coal. Don't worry of from which port to which port, because port Dhamra या Paradip use करना होगा आपको, right? So coal is there. Most important cargo in national waterway number 5, which is in Odisha. Okay. Done?
Yes.
All right. Okay, let's see what we have more. No, okay. Okay. So I'm just keeping this slide for next 2 minutes. All of you, please write down whatever you can in the next 2 minutes. These are the problems faced by inland waterways at the moment. But we will definitely overcome, because we have, or rather I have full confidence in this present generation of shipping, and we are preparing you for the future. Insufficient depth of water is one problem, so you need a lot of dredgers, dredging companies, right? Huge scope for employment. Water diversion for irrigation results, that means agar irrigation farming karna hai, to naturally you divert this water. When you divert the water, the depth is going to reduce, the water mass is going to reduce. So how can you take the ships then, or barges, correct? That can be a challenge. Sudden appearance of shoals. Shoals matlab less depths, okay, or shallow waters. So if your barge or boat starts from Gangotri and suddenly there is no water in between, then what will happen? She will sit on the land. She will sit on the shoal. We don't want that. We want a continuous water, right up to Bay of Bengal. Correct. So that can be Haldia, yes. Then low bridges, power cables. Any one of you? Yes, Komal, you have raised your hand. You want to say something, Komal? Okay. Low bridges and power cables, correct? All of you have either your antennas or cables, right? For cable TVs?
Yes.
Correct. So when you have so many cables going from this place to that place, the movement of ships is going to be really difficult, correct? So either you'll have to raise the cables or you have to make them underground, which is a huge work. That is one of the challenge or problem. Lack of night navigation. We are not talking about the expressway between Bombay and Pune. तो रोड में लाइट होगा, फ्लैश लाइट्स होंगे, emergency kit is there, facilities are there, towing arrangement is there, all that is there, no, on express highway. We're talking about 1600 kilometers. Just imagine आपका अगर बोट बीच में बंद पड़ गया तो क्या करेंगे, right? So do you have these facilities to tow this for repair? Do you need repair facilities, yes or no?
Yes.
You need spares, you need spares, you need manufacturing, you need engineering products, you need engineers. It's a big subject. Lack of cargo handling facilities. When you discharge the cargo, let's say in Varanasi or Banaras or Allahabad, okay, or whichever port you just saw in the national waterways, if you do not have cargo handling facilities, क्या करेंगे discharge करके? Yes or no? It should reach, no? Correct? Example. Okay, Roxanne, one of the example. If you do not get the stars and Santa Claus and Christmas tree before the Christmas, what's the use? If I get all that product in February, मैं क्या करूँगा? I want it before 25th of December. So timely delivery होना चाहिए कि नहीं?
Yes.
So cargo handling facilities is a must, and shortage of trained manpower. यहाँ पे आपका role बहुत ज़रूरी है. Okay, so start looking at this, and it's a huge opportunity. ये नहीं कि I'm working for a multinational in a corporate culture and my cargo moves from Rotterdam to New York. Even if my cargo moves from Haldia to Allahabad, I'm happy as long as I get the same package. Yes or no? And I have the same rank in the company, rank or position. You agree with me, guys and girls?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Huge potential, huge potential. Okay. All right. So let's. Okay. What we will do now is I will stop sharing this. What is the time? 12:30. Okay. We still have good amount of time. But what I suggest normally is, do we need a breather, all of us? You may ask, what's a breather?
No, sir.
No, you don't need a breather. Okay. एक काम कर लेते हैं. We'll take a quick 5 minutes of break. Is it okay? Why this 5 minutes of why this 5 minutes of break is important? Vaishnavi, Dalbir, tell me.
So that we don't get saturated.
So that you don't get saturated. Dalbir ji, what is the other reason?
The upcoming topic is gonna be
We'll
interesting.
get fresh up. 1 Newton.
You will get freshen up and what Dalbir ji बता रहे क्लास को वो बताता हूँ आपको. Yes, agree. You agree with me, Dalbir? कुछ बताया नहीं तो एग्री करने कहाँ से आ गया? सही है ना? जो पिछले 2 घंटे
Yeah,
में
we
मैंने
can start. We can start a new subject.
We can start a new subject. और जो पिछले 2 घंटे से मैं गमले में पानी डाल रहा हूँ वो तो अच्छे से एब्जॉर्ब होना चाहिए कि नहीं?
Correct.
उसको अच्छे से एब्जॉर्ब कर लो, अपने रूट से पकड़ लो उसको, right?
Yeah.
Then we will move off after 5 minutes. Okay, so now it is 12:32 in Mumbai. I don't know about in Brahmaputra River. What's the time zone now? So we'll meet at 12:40 after about 7 minutes. Okay. So enjoy your small break. I see you, and then we are going to talk about crude oil.
Okay.
Okay. I will stop sharing, and I am stopping my video. Switch on your cameras.
Yes, sir.
Please switch on your cameras so that we'll. Okay, how many of you have switched on your camera? Just speak on the screen and tell your name.
Sir, Mohammed Sharif.
Hi, Bilal Artist, sir.
Swapnil Patil.
Rumil Trivedi.
Vaishnavi.
ओमकार करंजकर सर.
ऋषिकेश गायकवाड.
I can see Ghanashyam Singh also, Sanjeev Tiwari also. I can see Vaishnavi, I can see Swapnil Patil, I can see Dhrumil. Okay. Dhrumil is in open. I can see the nature around
Yes, sir.
it. Then I can see Kinjal also there, right? Oh, she was there in the morning also. Abhijit Patil also I can see. That's all. So out of 150, only 15? That reminds me of a dialogue in a Bollywood movie called Sholay. Oh, right. I'll just quickly read the chat box, whether it is of any relevance. Mr. Sangeet, 10 o'clock, never seen a sheep at JNPT. You will see in your career, don't worry. Sangeet Narayan, Sagar Road's right? Yes, it is Sagar Road. So Jwalan Paresh Trivedi, thank you for answering my, because when the lecture is on, it's very difficult for me to look at the chat box. Then someone saying I can't hear anything, and then the response is because it's a break time. Wow. Recording is stopped. Hi, Tejpur is Indian Air Force base. Yes, absolutely. It's not only about Gangajal movie, it's a Air Force base of Indian Air Force. Sir, your voice is coming like echo. गूंजना चाहिए ना आवाज. Normal तो कोई भी बात कर सकता है. नहीं, okay, probably there was a technical error. Sorry for that, but I hope you got I wanted to say, Mr. Bishwas. No, Mr. Harshal. Or she, Gitain Bhai Harshal. Okay. Sagar Kumar, sorry, got disconnected due to net. Okay, no problem, Sagar. I hope you're back. Shubham Tamse, no problem. All right. So Shubham is already telling you no problem. So good. See, I have so many friends in this class who are answering for me. I'm so happy about it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, who is this new face? Sanjeev, Dalbir. Dalbir is already there. Manpreet. Okay, Manpreet also is there. Chalo, good. Good to see all of you. Okay, so can we start with crude oil?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
So crude oil is a raw product. Correct?
Yes, sir.
On its own, you can't do anything with crude oil. It's a raw product. Where you get this crude oil? Anybody?
Beneath the soil.
Beneath the soil, very good. Underground in Mother Earth. Where else?
Sea, under the sea.
Under the sea, you have the seabed. So again, it's Mother Earth. So you have got to. So how do you basically, if you want to extract that, how will you do that? Anybody?
With the help of the refineries.
No digging, sir. We drill it and we get it.
Rigging.
With the help of the rig.
Oil rig,
sir. By
That part.
All right. Very simple word. Someone rightly said digging. Okay, but if I have to dig, it is going to take a long time. Correct? And a lot of manpower also will be involved. So easier option is you drilling. Correct? Now these drills are not drills of putting a screw or a rowel plug inside the hole. These drills are real big drills, and you want to extract the oil. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right, cool. Swapnil, switch on your mic.
yes, sir.
Good. You seen a coconut? Very good.
From Konkan.
So you're from Konkan. Oh, good. You're from Konkan and you've seen a coconut. I'm happy for that. What do you have inside coconut? When you look at coconut, what all things you see? All of you listen carefully to his answer. Yes, Swapnil.
So we see the hard shell first. Before it is removed from the tree, it's having that big shell. We call it something that's a very local word which people may not understand.
Koi baat nahi, use that word. Doesn't matter. We are Indians, end of the day, right? So use that word.
We call it sola, sir.
Very good. I know that. Cool.
Okay.
Then we remove that. And
then there is a hard surface that we call karti in Marathi or karwanti kind of, in Marathi. And then obviously the cobra, the white part we use.
Cobra.
Of that, and then cobra.
okay, cobra.
And,
all right.
and then the water.
And then the water. Very good. I come to you, Vaishnavi. Are you from Konkan?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you're also from Konkan. अरे आज तो बहुत ही तुक्के लग रहे हैं मेरे. Okay. Been on a chowpatty anytime, Vaishnavi?
Yes, sir.
What do you tell the nariyal wala?
Sorry, sir.
Okay, when you want to buy a coconut from a nariyal wala, what do you tell him? No. Only Bilal बीच में नहीं बोलना, okay?
एक नारियल देना. That's
एक
it.
नारियल देना. कौन से टाइप का चाहिए आपको? What is your flavor?
हाँ, एक ज़्यादा पानी वाला, कम मलाई वाला.
You said it. Absolutely. Okay,
Right.
let me see what is there in the cobra. Shubham Tamse. What's this cobra, Shubham? You want to explain to the class?
It's cobra.
Cobra you said. I thought cobra. Cobra is different. Cobra is different. Cobra is coconuts of Brahmins. All right, never mind. Okay, so Vaishnavi asked for jo bhi hai, malai wala chahiye, pani wala chahiye. Correct or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
The moment you ask the coconut vendor about your choice, what does he do?
Check for the coconut.
He taps. He taps on
Tap.
it.
Taps
Okay, he
on the
taps.
coconut. Yeah.
Very good. He taps. He has to tap. Yes, Roxanne, you can continue. अभी इतना तो बता दिया. Tap कर दिया. अभी क्या करेगा?
Then he will open it and
Chop it.
He will chop it. He will open it. Correct or no?
Yes, sir.
And to put the straw inside, what he does, the last step.
Yes, sir.
Make a hole in it.
He removes a small cap on top or no?
Yeah.
It'll make a hole.
Cap निकालता है ना?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if the cap is in place, your water and malai is safe. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
The moment you remove the cap, the water and malai is going to come out. Agree or no?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Excellent.
Yes.
So you have answered all the questions about exploration of crude oil already. Okay. How it is formed? Plants, trees, bacteria, animals, okay, birds. When we take birth, we have to die one day. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, sir.
they die one day. They die, then they incinerate, then there are a lot of processes, biodegradation, um fermentation, so many processes basically, and it takes
Decomposition.
long decomposition, yes, and it takes a long process before this the waste animal and whatever the dead bodies or whatever are there, even fish, okay, the fish goes down, dies, after that it goes down, and then decomposition
Fossil.
happens, fermentation happens, fossil, yes, and after a duration of about 100-200 years, okay, you're going to get something called as raw product. Now raw product is of two types, one is coal, second one is crude oil. Now subject kaun sa hai aapka?
Crude oil.
So we will not talk about coal, agree?
Yes.
We'll talk only about crude oil.
Crude oil.
Now all these fossils, dead bodies, decomposition, fermentation process definitely is going to involve hydrogen and carbon.
Yes.
All right. Have you heard of a gas called methane gas?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
चलो good. अब ये fossil अंदर जाके decomposition हो जाता है and then it gets stored. They get stored, and now for storing you need a coconut or coconut-like structure like Swapnil, Vaishnav and Roxane rightly mentioned. You need something, okay, as a base, because इतना सारा crude oil को store भी तो करना पड़ेगा, yes or no? Hold करना पड़ेगा कि नहीं नीचे से? So you need a base. That base is called base rock. Then you need a sponge-like rock, which is also called as porous rock, right, to hold this crude oil or to hold this hydrocarbon. Correct? नहीं तो बाहर आ जाएगा ना?
Yes, sir.
And then Roxane rightly mentioned, the last stage is वो मलाई वाला ऊपर का cap निकाल के straw डालता है. Correct? So you need a cap on top. Otherwise, with the amount of pressure you have inside, this source rock cannot hold this crude oil. And this crude oil is found where? In the Mother Earth, below the water. Correct? So the moment cap rock is damaged or there is a leakage, all that oil is going to come out, yes or no? So we need a base rock for balance. You need a source rock, right, to hold, and you need a cap rock so that it doesn't come out. Now, some of you said you make a hole. He makes a hole and put the straw for you, right, so that you can drink the coconut water and eat the malai. Correct or no?
Yes.
Similarly, we use oil rigs to drill the coconut-like structure to extract the crude oil from Mother Earth. It can be in deserts like in Middle East or Rajasthan or even Madhya Pradesh part, or it can be in the sea like Bombay High or KG Basin, where the oil exploration happens. Understood this part? Right. Now, when I take out this crude oil, you have to store it somewhere. Correct?
Yes.
Swapnil?
Yes, sir.
You cannot store it in buckets. कितना bucket बांधले लगेगा बताओ? So bucket में तो रख नहीं सकता. So I need pipelines. I need shore tank. I need shore tankages. And there are so many companies, right, only doing business in shore tank business. Okay, some of the names, write down: VOPAK, Vopak, Adani's, and find out few other names. You can find it on Google. If you just type shore tankages, and there are so many companies in the horizon of shipping within India, I'm telling you, you can find employment in. So those who do not have jobs, or those who want to change jobs, or those who want to make career in petroleum, this is a great opportunity for you, because the storage is definitely going to increase in India. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, because the chunk of the shipping is now shifted to Far East. And in Far East, there are only two big guns who have the capacity to store that much of oil. And we are talking about millions and millions of tons of oil. So you need lot of area, lot of storage. That storage is at the moment, if you have to see hierarchy, then I think China is number 1 and India is number 2. All right. So you can imagine the amount of job opportunities you guys can have. Okay, Vopak, Adani, I just give you a few names. So you need pipelines, then you need storage tanks. Then from the storage tanks, the crude oil has to go to petroleum refinery because I cannot do anything with the crude oil. Raw se kya karunga main? So I need to take to the refinery. And what the refinery does? Anybody?
Refine the crude oil.
Refine the crude oil
To produce petrol and diesel.
To make it to a final product.
Finished.
What you do with the raw product? I do the cooking. I mean,
The
come
heat-
on, that way
the heat
anybody
it
can
up.
answer. Re.
Distillation happens.
Refining,
They're gonna refine and they're gonna take out the different grades of carbon.
Very good. So when you basically take out this crude oil from Mother Earth, okay, what do you think it should contain?
Hydrogen and carbon.
Okay, good. Hydrogen and carbon. What else?
And other sand and stuff.
You're going to have lot of sand and stuff, and that is called as base and sediments. So write down a short form, BSW, base, sediment and water. Yes, Bilal, what do you want to say? फ्रीज हो गया ये तो, हाथ दिखा के फ्रीज हो गया, कोई बात नहीं, आ जाएगा. Right, so BSW लिखा सबने?
Yes.
So tell me, Swapnil, what is BSW? BSW? Base, sediment,
Water.
All the BSW is non-hydrocarbon.
Okay.
Now, why I'm telling you non-hydrocarbon? Because if you want to measure the oil quantity, you have to minus the BSW, because I don't want to pay for non-hydrocarbon. If I'm a consignee and I'm buying oil, I want to only pay for the
oil.
Hydrocarbons. Kya baat hai? See, you already see, so easy petroleum subject. I thought geography easy, but abhi to petroleum bhi slow. Easy ho gaya. Chalo, good. All right. So BSW likh diya sabne? Good. Now this is going to have a lot of sand, lot of sludge, lot of base, lot of sediments, and it's also going to have water. Okay. So first, what I need to do is I need to take out the water. You agree with that?
Yeah.
I can't put the salt water in my refinery. No ways. I have to take out the water. Okay. That is the first step I do. Some method in refinery. If you are interested, you can go on. There's so many sites. There's so many sites on petroleum. Then the next thing I do is, have you heard of salts? Sodium chloride? Namak?
Yes, sir.
There are more than 50 types of salts you will find in seawater. Sodium chloride is just one of them, जो हम नमक में use करते खाने में. Okay. So do I need to take out these salts?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I don't want non-hydrocarbon products to go in my refineries. So I have to take out the salts. So I have to do some desalination. And then I put it into a boiler-like thing to do the distillation. All of you write down the word distillation. 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 Why I do that? Because fortunately, this crude oil will have different components of or combinations of carbons and hydrogens. All right. Have you understood this part at least? Itna samajh mein aa gaya?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Why I'm saying different parts of carbons and hydrogens? Because crude oil is a combination of hydrogen and carbons. It's also a combination of different molecular or different molecules of carbon connected with hydrogens. इतना समझ में आया सबको? At least 10 तक chemistry होती है सबको कि नहीं होती है?
होती है.
At least I studied chemistry up to 10 standard. So carbon and hydrogen, right? Now, there are some hydrocarbons, okay, especially from C1 to C6. That is, C1H4 is methane. C2H6 is ethane. Then you have propane, butane, hexane, heptane, octane, ta chalta rahega. But up to C6, these are your hydrocarbons in gaseous states. Okay, gaseous states. So propane and butane are your LPGs, liquefied petroleum gas. Vaishnavi, tell me LPG नाम सुना है किधर किचन में? कहाँ यूज होता है LPG?
For cooking food.
For cooking food,
In
very
cooking
good.
food.
So it's basically a combination of propane and butane.
Yes.
Depending on the consignee's requirement, it can be 30-70%, 30-40-60%, it all depends. But basically you're burning hydrocarbon gas in your kitchen. That doesn't mean that after the lecture you go and you tell your mother what you're doing, you're burning hydrocarbon gas. What you will get after that is आप ही जानते हो, correct. Only for your consumption, right? So C1 to C6 are very light. These are hydrocarbons in gaseous state, and these light things are called light distillates. All of you write down LIGHT, distillates, whose boiling point is very very low. उसको कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं, अपने आप उड़ने को चालू हो जाएगा. All right, these are light distillates. Few examples of light distillates. Write down propane, butane, naphtha. Naphtha is NaPH-THA, naphtha. Also write down one more name, gasoline. Rohit likha gasoline.
Yes, sir.
Any other word you know about gasoline? Any other name of gasoline?
Petrol.
Petrol. Very good. Gasoline is petrol. Any other name, Rohit?
Gas oil.
Gas oil is diesel.
Motor
Gasoline.
Kerosene.
Motor spirit.
Motor fuel.
Motor spirit, nahi. Motor spirit is something different. There is something called as mogas.
Gas. Motor
Right?
gasoline.
Motor gasoline. Okay, and that's why in US if you see, you know, अगर आपके कोई पहचान वाले होंगे US में या फिर whatever, they say we go to gas station to fill up petrol. Why they say that? It's a mogas they're filling up. Basically, it's a gas in liquid form. You understand what I'm saying? But in India we call it. I go to petrol pump. 100 रुपए का डाल दो, 500 रुपए करते हो ना, एक्टिवा लेके जाते हो तो चलो good. All right. So these are your light distillates. After C10, carbon molecule, carbon 10, C10. From there, the next range is called as middle DLE, middle distillates. Examples: diesel, gas oil, ATF. You know what is ATF? Anybody? Aviation turbine fuel used in the aeroplanes. Clean quality, it's called ATF. The moment it gets dirty, it's called kerosene, which you use in the kitchens. You use kerosene, right? Sometimes in the villages. Okay, so ATF and kerosene, middle distillates. All right, and then heavy distillates. Higher carbon molecules are called as heavy distillates. HEAVY, heavy distillates. Some of the examples are bitumen. Have you heard this name before? Bitumen.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Lube oils. All types of lubricating oils are heavy distillates. Fuel oil is a heavy distillate. Okay. You can make out they have ज़्यादा sticky होंगे, ज़्यादा black color होगा, वो ज़्यादा से, you know, you need some temperature to heat them and transport them or move them, right?
Sir, gas oil is in both light and middle distillates.
Of course, the range is always there. It depends, you know, which part of range it is falling into. If it is a light gas oil, then yes, it can come into light distillate. But if it is a heavy HSD, high-speed diesel, which you use in bunkers of the ship, then it is in the middle distillate.
So can we
Clear?
And even tar also.
Very much. Tar, yes. Damar ka road. Yeah, that is also a hydrocarbon. It's a heavy distillate.
So this heavy distillate and light distillate are directly proportional to the viscosity, right?
Points.
Yeah,
You use distillation or fractionization process in the refinery to crack. Basically, the process of breaking the crude oil into different components is called as. And the beauty is, even if you get it. So you keep on cracking, depending on they have very and HPCL in Bombay. They can't beat bitumen and tar and stuff like that. Have you understood this much?
Yes.
All right. Now let's
So with
quick.
all the sludges and all, they will be making a lot of money. The engine room sludge, basically.
I'm not into commercial business. I'm into teaching business. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Can you? Who is this? Okay, Roxanne. Just tell me when you can see the slide on the screen.
Yes, I can.
You can.
Yes.
Acknowledge, and then I will ask questions. Okay, question answers one way only. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Agree? Good.
Yes, sir.
All right. First, crude oil. Okay. Who else? Who else is with the camera on? I can. Okay, Bilal. Bilal, you are there from the morning. I can see 20% of the answers you only gave. Just 20% of the answers. Okay, Kinjal, can you switch on your mic?
Yes, sir.
All right, read this for the class. How crude oil was formed.
How crude oil was formed. Microscopic plants and animals die and fall to the seabed. Layers of sand and mud form on the top. Pressure and high temperature crude cause oil to form, and oil obtained by drilling.
Very clear to all of you? Do I need it? Do you need any more explanation?
No, sir.
So we are only talking about heat from below, pressure from top. Crude oil बनना ही बनना है. Crude oil नहीं बनेगा तो coal जरूर बनेगा. वो बात की बात है. Okay, we are not talking about coal here. All right, Kinjal, you continue. Voice is quite strong. All right, background. Read this fast. All of you, please write down. Yeah. Okay.
Crude oil was first commercially produced in Pennsylvania in 1859.
If you are interested, please write down all of you. Pennsylvania in 1859. So 1859 is almost 150 years ago. Crude oil was first commercially produced. Okay, उसके पहले मालूम था, but use कैसे करना है लोगों को पता नहीं था. Right? Okay, continue. Source rock.
For oil reservoirs to form underground, following is needed. Source rock with hydrocarbon deep down to get cooked and become oil. Porous permeable rock for the oil to ascend and from reservoirs. Cap rock to prevent the gas and oil from escaping upwards into the atmosphere.
Do you need any more explanation on this? Cool. Okay. Omkar, switch on your mic. Thank you, Kinjal. All right, Omkar, go ahead.
Oil field. The oil reservoirs underground usually have 3 layers. Gas on top, crude oil in the middle, and water below. The quantities of each layer varies with different locations. Several reservoirs together form an oil field. Crude oil is also called petroleum.
Okay, now the quantities of each layer varies with different locations. का मतलब क्या है? The type of or the quality of crude oil you will find below the ground in Saudi Arabia may not match with Iraq, may not match with Iraq, Iran may not match with Indonesia. You understand what I'm saying? So
Yes.
composition of carbon and hydrogen also will change. And you have various pockets, these are called as reservoirs. And in many pockets or reservoirs form one oil field which you drill. जैसे आप coconut को drill करते हो. Clear? Clear or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
तो
sir.
हाँ बोलो ना ऐसा क्या करते हो? एक मिनट. Okay, Roxanne, read this. Quick.
Yes. Crude oil. Crude oil is a black or dark brown liquid, but by itself, crude oil cannot be used commercially. It has to be broken down or refined into its various components. Each component or fraction has a different boiling point. So basically, the crude oil is passed through a fractioning tower where different temperatures are maintained at different levels. At each level, a different boiling fraction is taken out and condensed.
Clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So you heat up,
Yes.
so they get boiled, then they are extracted, and after extracting, that gas has to be cooled down, and that process, cooling process, is called as condensation.
Condensed.
And what you get is different products. So you will get naphtha in different bottle, you will get diesel in different bottle, you will get ATF in different bottle, you will get kerosene in different bottle, you will get fuel oil in different bottle. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes, sir.
So happy that you are picking up very fast. Okay.
Sir, can I read this?
Yeah, who is this?
Mohammed Sharif.
Yes, Mohammed, please go ahead. Crude oil.
Classification of crude oil is classified by its origin, Oman, Iran, Brazil, Venezuela, etc. Heavy or light. Its relative density as per API, American Petroleum Institute standards. Sweet or sour, indicate by its sulfur content.
All of you write down this word API, American Petroleum Institute. काम की चीज है, those who are going to make career in petroleum. Okay. And also read about relative density. Okay. Also read about relative density, and there is another word called specific gravity. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Whoever is speaking in background, आपके घर में क्या काम चल रहा है? The class is not really interested in, so please keep your mic on mute. Okay, so yes, Mohammed, you can read this. Who was the one who read for last time? Last slide.
Yes, sir, I had read.
इसको भी पढ़ो, अच्छा आवाज है आपका.
How does fractional distillation work? What are the fractional separated from crude oil? Crude oil is a Crude oil is a mixture of hydrocarbon chains of different length. The mixture can be separated into fractions by fractions distillation.
Fractional distillation. बोलो फिर से.
Fractional distillations.
फिर से बोलो.
Crude oil is a mixture of hydrocarbon chains of different length. The mixture can be separated into fractions by fractional distillation.
Very good. Fractional distillation. Okay. When you're going to talk on with somebody in a different location of the part of the world, your voice has to be loud and clear. Okay. Pronunciation is very important. Okay. All right. How this fractional distillation happens is a small picture. All of you can see this picture.
Yes, sir.
All right. This is a crude oil storage. So जो आपने ड्रिल कर दिया ना कोकोनट को होल बना के, वो पाइपलाइन से आ गया रिफाइनरी में. फ्रॉम स्टोरेज टैंक इट हैज गेट इनटू दिस टैंक, स्टोरेज टैंक. देन सो मेनी थिंग्स हैपन. यू रिमूव द सॉल्ट, यू रिमूव द वाटर, एंड देन द रिफाइनरी स्टीम बॉयलर से शुरू हो जाती है. एंड द बॉइलिंग पॉइंट के हिसाब से दिस पर्टिकुलर क्रूड ऑयल इज fractionized or cracked into various components through different pipelines or tubes. It goes to different ones, and then it is condensed to make specific refined petroleum products. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Super. Very good. Okay, who will read this? Who will read this?
Sir, Abhisha.
The previous slide.
Abhisha, okay, wait. New name is always welcome. Yes, Abhisha, go ahead.
Thank you, sir. So petroleum products.
All of you
LPG.
write down these examples. Okay, quick. जैसे
Yes.
उनका अभिषा का रीड करके खत्म होगा, आपका राइट करके खत्म होना चाहिए. Yes, Abhisha, continue.
LPG, liquefied petroleum gas, motor spirit petrol, naphtha used as feedstock, a raw material for fertilizer plants, kerosene, ATF, aviation turbine fuel, a type of kerosene, HSD, high-speed diesel used by lorries, boats, cars, etc.
Correct. So naphtha के सामने whatever is written used as feedstock. Okay, so when we are talking about petroleum industry, it's the other word for raw material is feedstock. Okay, right. Get into the groove of using the right commercial marine words. Okay, or maritime words. It will be easy for you. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's better to say port side alongside than to say left side alongside. You agree with me?
Yes.
Yes. Or I was standing on the forward portion of the ship. What I will say instead?
Okay, sir.
Forecastle. Or I was standing on the forecastle. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I was standing in the navigation navigation room. What I will say instead?
Bridge.
I was standing on the bridge. Yes. I was working in a place where there are machinery items. What I will say?
Engine room.
I was in the engine room. Very good. I was having food in the kitchen.
Galley.
Galley. Or I have the dining table is placed in not drawing room. What I say instead?
Common room.
Mess
Mess
room.
room.
Mess room.
Mess room. All right. I was sitting in a recreation room to watch Sholay movie. What I will say?
Entertainment room.
Chilling room.
Smoking room.
Smoking room. Okay. Why smoking room? Because on board ships, there are only designated. You can't smoke anywhere and everywhere. Okay. Because what happens is this oil is definitely going to give out vapors. You agree?
Yes, sir.
Now, vapors, hydrocarbon vapors is a burning material. Correct?
Yes, sir.
And you have, when you are on the deck or outside, you have oxygen all over the place. Fresh air is there or no? So सिर्फ आपको क्या चाहिए? Spark. And then what will happen? Boom. Very good.
Fire.
So you have a dedicated smoke room to watch your move. Okay, that doesn't mean you keep smoking there. Okay, it all depends. But yes, it's an olden word. Chal raha hai to chal raha hai. Okay. Some people call it recreation room. Some people call it whatever. Okay, it doesn't matter. So all of you write down naphtha, LPG, naphtha, definitely mogas are your light distillates. Kerosene, ATF, HSD are your middle distillates. And yes, you continue. Who was reading the last one? Okay, Abhishek, you can read this if you want.
Yes, sir. LDO, light diesel oil, thicker than HSD, used by heavy machines, including power generators of ships. HFO, heavy fuel oil or furnace oil, used by main engines of ships, boilers of industries, etc. Bitumen or asphalt, road surfacing. Lube oils or greases, many grades for various used to reduce friction and corrosion.
Thank you. A very nice voice with a काफी clear pronunciation. Good. Okay, guys and girls, one important point. When we have the next GST lecture, okay, at least read through. Have you all heard about MARPOL?
Yes, sir. Marine
Right?
oil pollution.
Okay, marine oil pollution, MARPOL. All right. It's basically a convention of International Maritime Organization. Okay. So those who are present, those 150 people who are present in this class, at least read annex number 1 किसके लिए है, annex number 2 is for what, 3 is for what, 5 is 4 is for what, 5 is for what, and 6 is for what. And I will ask next time. Okay?
Okay.
Yes,
All right.
Yes, sir.
और इसका direct connection है ये petroleum से. Especially annex number 1 is very, very related to petroleum. Okay? So please read that and come, because वो आपको सिर्फ geography भी नहीं, it will also probably help you in current shipping environment. It may help you in shipping practice, right? Okay, I'll read this for you. Crude oil itself has no uses. It must be processed or refined. This is done in a refinery. First step is, of course, separate compounds in the oil into groups called fractions. Each fraction contains a mix of compounds with a similar number of carbon atoms. Okay, so similar number, C5 का एक range होगा. Sweet, like in diesel, you will have certain amount of C15, C20 वाला ही सब range रहेगा. और fuel oil में you will have C70, C100 के range में ही सब रहेंगे, सब carbons connected with hydrogen. Okay, so that's about transportation. This is very simple. This is one of the picture of pipeline. Just you can imagine Kandla to Mathura or Panipat, 1,000 kilometers plus pipelines. Please read about a company called GAIL. Have you heard this name before?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
another very potential employer for some of you who want to make career in petroleum. Okay. Okay, next one is transportation by pipelines. Risk factors तो definitely है, correct? You can't do much about that. This is a typical picture, of course, don't get into this. This is a ship, a big ship, which is doing cargo operation and in the sea, not alongside. And this particular structure is called
SBM.
SBM, all right? Single buoy mooring, or some people call it single point mooring. There's a difference, but SBM, SPM, you can keep in mind. That's the front portion of the ship. That's forecastle. These chains, can you see?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So your ship
Yes, sir.
is tied here, and you have tugs here. Okay, let me just zoom in here. You can see these tugs here.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
हाँ, नहीं तो क्या होगा, आगे चलता जाएगा, पीछे खींचने के लिए कुछ चाहिए कि नहीं?
Yes, sir.
Because once you are tied, you are not under your propulsion. You can't use engines.
Yes, sir.
So that's what happens here. Of course, this is a subject by itself. इसको explain करना है तो 6 घंटे लगेंगे. But वो हमें जाना नहीं है. SBM, SPM. Just write down SBM and SPM somewhere in your notes and find out about it. It's very interesting, especially for those who are into petroleum or want to make a career in petroleum. This is a typical ship. Can be anything. It can be crude tanker. It can be product tanker. It can be chemical carrier. It can be parcel carrier. It can be lube oil carrier. Port side alongside in a terminal. ये दिख रहा है आपको? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2 whatever.
Shore crane.
These are shore chicksons.
Yeah.
Or shore connections. Okay, यहाँ से connection होता है manifold पे, and then the pipelines are connected, so cargo can be discharged or loaded. Can you see this pipeline coming here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This pipeline अभी shore tanks है somewhere here. Shore tank से pipeline में आएगा, pipeline से manifold में या chickson में जाएगा, then go into the ship, then into the ship's tanks, and that's how the ship is loaded. How you discharge? You come loaded. The cargo is already inside your cargo tanks. That's your pump room somewhere here. So you use the pumps which are located in the pump room to suck the oil from your cargo tanks, and then you discharge it into the terminal through chickson, pipeline, shore tanks. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very good. That's a typical jetty, nothing to worry about. Transportation of oil. Okay. Oil producing countries. All of you write down. I give you 2 minutes to write all this. Some of the examples. In North and South America, I'm talking about continent, not the country. Canada, Mexico, Mexico and Latin America. Europe, you have Norway, UK. It's not limited to, but these are some of the exporters, crude oil exporting countries. In Eurasia, you can say Russia. Middle East, you have Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi, UAE, Oman, Qatar, Syria, so many of them, Egypt, Jordan, so many of them. Oman is already there. Africa, if you see, you have Algeria, Angola, Libya, Congo, Nigeria. Asia Pacific, you have Australia, Brunei, China, Indonesia, Malaysia, Vietnam.
So
Can you see
Venezuela is
India?
massive, right, in North and South America. They're also one of the biggest oil exporters.
हाँ है ना, तो you can explore. Latin America also, yes. You have Petrobras in Brazil. You have Argentina. You have Venezuela, right?
Yes, sir.
So many refineries and big oil companies are there. Okay, have you written this?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, also write down some names. BP, British Petroleum. Likha? Write down Shell, SHELL. अपने Shell का picture देखा होगा petrol pumps पे?
Yes.
Okay, good. Write down Exxon, EXXON. Write down Chevron, SHEVRON. Write down Texaco, TEXACO. Write down Reliance. Write down Saudi Aramco, ARAMCO, Aramco. Write down SOMO, SOMO. I am telling you these names, you can apply there.
Sir, these are refined companies.
They are the oil majors.
These are called
Oil majors.
very good. Who is that? Who said oil majors?
Me. महेश
अच्छा मी मतलब क्या होता है
महेश
महेश? अच्छा महेश, महेश ने बात बोला कहाँ की ऑयल मेजर्स, करेक्ट?
Yes.
If I have to explain you oil major, Sire and CDI, it will take about 8 hours. Okay, that's a subject by itself, but I'm not sure about the composition. You know, that's the reason I was.
I'm expecting a call.
That's the
ये
reason
जो अभी
I.
आपने डिक्टेट किए वो रिफाइनरी कंपनीज है जो अभी आपने
These are oil majors. These are big oil companies.
ओके सर
Who have their own fleets, own ships, who have their own refineries, who have their own terminals across the world. And then I'm giving you a few more names. Write down Vitol, VITOL. Write down Glencore. Write down Trafigura. Write down Mercuria. There's so many petroleum names. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So with that, we have come to the end of this topic. How much is the time? 24. Oops. काफी time हो गया वैसे. All right. All of you, those who can switch on your cameras, please switch on.
Other oil majors like Petrobras, Petronas, and this also be there, no? Like Malaysia got a Petronas. Rapsol from Russia.
So many are there. So many are there. Who is this?
Again, Mahesh here, sir.
You again, Mahesh here. Okay. Now, those who are in the class who have nothing to do with, who are into container business, are they really interested in the oil major names?
Yeah.
All right. So that's why I'm limiting to some names only. Okay. All right. So basically, what we did today, we saw Indian ports. Yes.
Yes.
What else we saw today? What else we did today?
Waterways.
Waterways.
National waterways, inland waterways, correct.
Then problems faced by the inland waterways.
Excellent. How many waterways we have in India?
Six.
Six waterways.
Excellent. We also saw the problems faced by these waterways, correct?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
We saw state-wise ports.
Yes.
We saw some names of the companies, big companies.
Yes, sir.
What else we saw?
Cargoes transferred to particular.
The different type of cargo that's being discharged at different ports.
Yes, basically. So if you get a question of 15 marks, or 15 hoga, 20 hoga, that will be told to you by January. इतनी जल्दी नहीं. So whenever you get that, it can be like, okay, mention the national waterways in India, show it on the map, Indian map provided to you, which are the cargo movements happening from these national waterways, correct? So you know what you should study, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. And then we did crude
Yes,
oil.
sir.
Yes.
Haji, Roxanne, you want to say something?
Yes, sir. ONGC companies,
थोड़ा
oil and natural,
you are
oil, oil and natural gas corporations, ONGCs. So those are also refineries. What are they? They are because I stay in Surat near ONGC company. That those I see the fire coming out from the furnace and all of that near the ONGC.
Okay.
So I was just wondering.
Yeah. Okay. Good question, Roxanne. You have refineries in India, okay, and there is something known as Oil Corporation, OCI, Oil Corporation of India, and under which you have various companies. Okay, Indian Oil Corporation is one, Bharat Petroleum Corporation is one, Hindustan Petroleum Corporation is one, MRPL is one. Then you have HMEL, correct? Then you have Adani. You have so many small refineries. You have private ones like Reliance. You got SR, correct? So these are all refineries, different refineries. Now the name you mentioned, ONGC, Oil and Natural Gas Corporation of India. ONGC also has refineries, but it's a minuscule level. ठीक है? आपने अगर देखा होगा Roxanne, I'm only stressing upon the major ports of India.
Yes.
I'm not talking. Even Mankurd mein there is a jetty. But correct. Yes. Or you know, Gopalpur is a very small port. when we saw the Indian map, there are at least 50% of the ports we didn't even look at.
Correct.
Similarly, ONGC is a small one, of course, and ONGC more important. Like for example, GAIL is more known for infrastructure in petroleum, making pipelines, making refineries. L&T is more for what should I say, pronounced in manufacturing or construction. Similarly, ONGC is more for R&D. It's an R&D wing of Government of India, kind of. So all the oil platforms, if you see in Bombay High or you see in KGB scene, basically these oil अभी explore करने के लिए someone has to find out, right, where to drill. ये कोकोनट को होल किधर बनाना मालूम होना चाहिए कि नहीं?
Yes.
ये तो भलते जगह पे करेगा तो पानी और मलाई तो मिलेगी नहीं. देखो वैष्णवी ऑलरेडी हंस रही है. So someone has to do R&D or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Someone has to drill, someone has to take sample, and then after that sample you will know कि reservoir है कि नहीं है. नहीं तो आप ड्रिल करते जाओगे और कुछ मिलने वाला नहीं है. So this R&D part is done by ONGC guys.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions?
Sir, do we have any dry docks in India?
Of course. Have you heard of Cochin Dry Dock?
I didn't know.
Okay, कोई बात नहीं. Cochin में है. Mazgaon. When you're from, okay, who is this asking?
Manpreet from Pune.
पूना. ओके चलो ठीक है. तो मैं अभी स्वप्निल और बाकी स्वप्निल को तो स्टिल कोंकण में है. देखता हूँ मैं if I can, do some dredging and bring this Arabian Sea close to Pune. I've got a lot of friends there who keep complaining I'm surrounded by land.
I stay in Mazgaon, and I would request you to please conclude the lecture.
Okay, it's already.
No, sir, please don't. I'm enjoying the lecture.
You can enjoy it and take an extra class. We'll try to make some more session for you.
Not possible. Extra section to nahi hoga. Okay, what I'm saying is, कि as far as Bombay port is concerned, right? Okay, what was the question? Just Manpreet, one more time.
Sir, are there any dry docks in India?
Yeah. Okay, Mazgaon port shipyard or Mazgaon there is a dry dock, but it's for smaller ships. Cochin there is a dry dock. Vizag there is a dry dock. Gujarat mein Jamnagar, yes, there is a small dry dock. Basically, where you can construct ships or where you can repair ships. So you have shipyards as well as dry dock. Dry dock is basically where you do the repairs of the ship or maintenance of the ship by taking out the ship from water into dry area, dry swimming pool. Like basically, you shift it into a swimming pool, then drain out the water, put it on the blocks, and then they carry out the repairs. That is called dry dock. We have quite a few dry docks on the east coast and west coast. Any other question before we conclude?
So these docks, these ports which you've told, these are all like private and government in terms of merchant shipping. So are the same ports applicable for Indian Navy also?
No, Indian Navy is a totally different structure altogether. Like, okay, if you have to look at Mumbai, okay. All right, Indian Navy basically अगर करना है, इरफान 35 को conclude करता हूँ, ठीक है? Give me 4 minutes.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah. तो अभी घंटी मत बजाओ, wait. All right. If you have to look at Indian Navy, Manpreet, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you have to look at Manpreet, the Indian Navy, it has got naval commands. You have Western Naval Command, you have Eastern Naval Command, you have Northern Naval Command, you have Southern Naval Command. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah, Eastern Naval Command is situated in Vizag. Western Naval Command is situated in Bombay. Southern Naval Command is basically shared between Kochi and a bit of Chennai. And then you have Northern, but Northern mein of course pani nahi hai. Now these naval structures or naval commands or naval ports, I would say, are dedicated for Indian Navy. Okay, and Merchant Navy is a commercial navy. So Bombay port, if you see, you have a naval Western Naval Command is a separate structure altogether. And uske baaju mein, adjacent to that, outside the premise of that, you have Bombay port, which is a commercial or merchant navy port.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so if you don't have any more questions, we will conclude. Thank you. Thank you guys for patiently hearing. So next time, okay, assignment, you're going to read about MARPOL.
Yes, sir.
MARPOL
Yes, sir.
convention, all the annexes, okay? Just thoda sa rough.
Yes,
Baki
sir.
ka main bata dunga, remind me. I will tell you about MARPOL annexes so that you will fall in love with MARPOL. You have to understand MARPOL and SOLAS very, very clearly. तो इसके बिना गाड़ी आगे जाएगी नहीं मर्चेंडी में, समझ लो. Clear?
Yes.
All
Yes,
right.
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes,
sir,
sir.
in Gujju, maja aavi gayi. Okay. Who's this Harshan? Okay. All right. I wish I see you in class because then I can help some of you with
I asked you a
your
question in chat.
career options. Yes, go ahead.
I asked you a question in chat.
Oh, you asked me a question in chat. Sir, I'm fresher. How to make career in shipping? Wow. Give me some time. Let me think about it.
Big question in a small time.
Maybe next lecture. Okay. Just remind me. I will tell you how to make career as a fresher in shipping. Okay.
No problem. No problem.
All right. So annex 1, you read all the annexes you read from MARPOL. And one more small thing, bring your world maps next time. See, guys and girls, the more you practice, the better you're going to be in your exam. And not only in exam, for your career also. अगर आपका base shaky है, shipping career is very difficult. खा जाएंगे आपको सामने वाले. समझ रहे हो क्या बोल रहा हूँ?
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So when you do studies after this, now अभी आपका fresh होगा सब कुछ mind में. Go through the chapter, write down in your own words. That is going to help you in your career. Please remember that. And you have to know your geography very well. Shipping practice, current shipping, all of them are equally important, but geography is one of the base of shipping. ये अगर पक्का होगा तो बहुत अच्छा होगा. Okay? There is a saying in English, the more you have you all seen the movie Border?
Yes.
The more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed in war. All right. Of course, we are not talking about defense and Indian Navy and Indian Army, but what I'm saying is the more you practice, the more chances of you become successful. Okay. And आपको सबको खुद का signature बनाना है, समझ लो. Don't follow somebody. इसके जैसा बनना है, उसके जैसा बनना है. You're going to make a mess out of yourself. All right. You have to make your own signature. If you understand that, good. Otherwise, I'll explain you next time. Ciao. Take care.
Bye.
Enjoy your Sunday.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you very
Bye, sir.
much.
Have a good day.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You also
Yes, sir.
enjoy your lunch. Good appetite to all of you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir.